Well, we gotta fight.
Yeah, we
I
gonna fight.
know
We gonna fight.
they have no
We gonna,
clue. They have no clue that Sambo is the negative connotation.
No,
yeah,
they think that was the hero.
that's Niggerville, USA. So let's keep it moving. I
Need
can't
to
believe I
change. We
missed it.
understand that there were things in the civil rights bill that needed to happen, but for the greater good, we gain one thing, we lose 10 things.
That's life.
You
Oh
look at
my.
it's not life
You
because
gotta
that's
you
not the way.
gotta take
The
your wins
small
with your
half people,
losses.
the small half
Greg
people have
McNeil,
lost
you're right.
nothing, and anything that they lost from World War II, from the Holocaust, they've gotten back 100 folds, and we've got nothing. So that is
So
not life. You don't
we
have to
gotta
lose.
start comparing ourselves to other races.
You
Like
literally
you
did
said,
it.
You're doing it.
the Jewish
You're
have their
doing, that's what
own
you're doing.
country. They
That's your
have
whole
their own
rant.
country.
You started the conversation off like that.
That's your whole rant.
They have their own country.
And blacks got America. That's not their country.
No, they have Jerusalem. What do the black American have as far as
America, the richest country in the world. That's what they have.
Hey guys,
What-
can we go on to the
What's
super
wrong
chat
with you,
real
bro?
I'm keeping it
Yes,
in
let me read the super chat.
He's
What
disrespectful.
is the
That's all I'm
British
saying.
guy talking about? No other group have been suppressed like Black Americans. Two
Cal, you want to
things
answer this one
can
too?
be true:
Black people are
accountability and hard
president.
work, and knowing history.
Let
Well,
Cal
All I'm
answer
saying
this.
is
Go ahead,
this.
Cal.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead,
Yo,
Cal. Go ahead.
I would say Black Africans were more oppressed than Black Americans, and I'd say maybe women were a little bit because Black Africans were literally sold by their own leaders and rulers to become slaves elsewhere.
Yeah.
Like Africa made the slave trade, so like the African people hated their own more than say America hates you any time in history.
Mm.
And regarding MLK, I'd say he was better than Malcolm X and especially George Floyd, because he spoke his like voice. He had a platform, and that's why he was the person he is because of his platform. He was the first major Black American to have such a voice that many would listen to and see, and that's the reason he was taken out. Like JFK, man, you have a president talking about secret societies, making it a lot better in his own country, and the CIA just take him out, and they say, "Oh, magic bullet." But with race and culture and community, it's not all one. Like I keep saying this because I'm white, yeah. I could go to Scotland and a guy would think the complete opposite thing that I like think about many things in life. So like it's not the white community need to come together. It's just live and let live. But integration isn't really good when it's forced and you segregate it. We tried integrating people here, and then it's one group in one town, one group in the other, and you got turf wars. And when you integrate, they got to actually abide by your culture, your rules, your morals. And a lot of people don't do this. This is why you see people in America burn the flag, UK burn the flag. Everything's racist. Everything's this. I'm oppressed. I would say you're more oppressed in. God, you're more oppressed in the Middle East and parts of Europe than you are in America, for sure.
Eritrea, Sudan. First of all, echidnas are not marsupials. Second of all, I like to wear this Disney shirt because I own stock in it. And lastly, people you just misconstrued, man. You don't have a clear you don't have a clear visage of what Black people endured here in America. Okay. Well, we've received a lot, and we have done very little with it as it stands, because when we're talking about who owns what, who has power, we are woefully low on the totem pole. And that's no one else's fault but our own. And when I say
Stop
us,
blaming MLK.
no one's
Like
blaming
the hour
MLK.
and
But if you
13
got a
mark when we
hard
started
one
talking about the girl Gilda.
then hey, for all intents and purposes, man, you can have him. But we will critique him. because he's a human being and he's fallible.
All I'm saying is
Joe
that-
Biden for the $5 super chat says Flex. No, he didn't say that. You are being disingenuous.
Did the interview. He said it in the interview.
Let me finish reading the super chat. He said Harry Belafonte said that is he still alive? Harry Belafonte?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. Harry Belafonte said that he said that in a book. Do real research. Go ahead, Flex, for the super chat. Go ahead.
There's an interview on YouTube that everybody can go and see. It's in color also.
He said it's in color.
Well, let me just jump in for a minute since I'm the non-American here. First
Oh
of
my
all,
God, what game?
integration and civil rights are the most stupidest thing black people ever did in America. Because if you were going for rights, you should have went for equal rights.
That's what I was saying.
Civil
Exactly.
rights can be taken away. Equal rights cannot. There's still an amendment in your guys' constitution that tomorrow every single person that looked like me can be put back into slavery. He's gonna kick me off.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Larry.
Well, you see, I use one of your American terms, hit dog holler.
Go ahead, get the floor.
But it's a fact I'm stating. The only reason Martin Luther King, he had a good idea, but it wasn't his idea.
Yeah.
If you guys look at the movement, and you should be able to see it now, because we're so far ahead, that this was all a setup to end black prosperity in America. Also, even though it did that, you went far and beyond of what they imagined in the 60s. And I'm trying to make you all see this. That there's none of us that thought about we'd have so many black people with so much wealth. People thought, oh, we used to own homes back then. Most of us were living hand to mouth, even though you own your house. Most of us couldn't even pay the mortgage. We had to borrow from a cousin down the street so we can make the mortgage payment this month.
I think that that's something different than a hand to mouth.
Can you pause that? Can I say something real quick?
Okay. I know you're.
For sure.
I don't want to go past what Cal said, right? Because that says a lot. Martin Luther King is better than Malcolm X and definitely George Floyd, right? So what we got to understand is his young mind, he has put George Floyd with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. That's how effective the agenda is. Because any of us up here would never mention George Floyd anywhere near Malcolm X and Martin Luther King.
That's the fact.
Yeah.
Like that would not
You're
even
right
close.
there, Black. You're right about that.
Right now, my only debate is whether he was better or whatever than Malcolm X, because I'm not even dealing with the George Floyd thing. That's like just what the liberals want new young black kids and new white kids to believe that George Floyd is the beacon of blackness.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that I just think he made mention of him because they consider George Floyd their new deity. You know, all the Black Lives, all the Black Lives Matters followers. So I think that's why he mentioned him. But you are absolutely 110% right, Black Thoughts. None of us up here would have ever made mention to George Floyd in the same sentence with Martin Luther King.
I wouldn't even thought about the motherfucker at all.
Yo, that's a fact. You wouldn't even think about him.
Nah,
But non-fucking factor is ridiculous.
But that goes to show you how good the programming is. That they've put George Floyd and they've got younger generations to believe George Floyd is equal with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. And that was the plan all along. If you watch the George Floyd thing, they even put a statue of George Floyd next to another actual civil rights leader that did something. That was the plan, to make people believe that George Floyd is a beacon of what blackness is. of some disgruntled drug addict. Like, this is what black people are. Listen, I'm not going to get on a rant. I know why the liberals did that. We know who the liberals are. The fact that he mentioned him, though, is very appalling.
Yeah.
But okay, blacks, you got to see with him though, because consider this junkie was the face of police brutality around the world.
I don't even see the fucked up thing is the same weeks the same shit happened to a white dude in Arizona.
Well, we know that, but the white dude can't be the face of black people.
Well, he could.
Well, because if you look back in the 60s and sort of confirm this up, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, they affected change around the world too. As in, people were marching in different countries and protesting for people at the civil rights. I remember them doing it in Jamaica. I was just a little puppy, right? Yeah, I understand. I just born in. And my mom used to tell me that, oh yeah, well, they're going down to Carnation Market. Martin Luther King make a speech. That's because if you're going to look at it that way, he did affect around the world just like George Floyd, because they were marching in France. Come on.
Well, I think that. So my whole thing is, I don't want to say they wasn't effective in what they were doing. They were effective in what they were doing as leaders of the black community in their time. But I still think, like, dude, is that it? That all we got? We got 2 or 3 people to be like, ah. But like he said, most people don't know about William Still and all the other people that actually
that did something.
Booker T. Washington. There's a whole bunch of motherfuckers out there that didn't.
Yeah, I'm more of a proponent of Booker T than anybody. Today should be called William Till Day, because
I mean, that would make more sense. This guy actually wrote down what he did. He actually could read and write in the 1800s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As a black man.
Yeah.
Because Cal wasn't wrong.
Cal wasn't wrong.
He wasn't.
He wasn't wrong what he said. Okay, King Shenard, since you listen, you might have to bring your punk ass up here. I don't know why
King Shenard was there.
Yeah, he was there throwing in his like, we're tap
What
dancers.
I'm saying is, come up here and let your voice be heard instead of you chatting in the goddamn chat.
Is he serious or do he just be trolling? Because I can never put it.
He's trolling.
I think he does a little bit of both.
Yeah. Sometimes he's serious.
He doesn't just do it over here. He does it other places
too. I still think he's homeless.
We've seen the house he was in. So.
I know, man. You couldn't beat me to stay there.
He also claims we saw his BMW and all types of stuff.
It is what it is. I don't need a luxury car.
I don't have a car.
We didn't see a BMW.
2022. Whatever it is. 2022. Yeah. That's mine, and my wife's is a 2020. So I mean, and like my vehicles are that far back. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, nobody's about to pay the maintenance on those luxury cars, even if
hell no. You know how much an oil change is with a fucking with a Mercedes Benz?
Well, I knew what it was. It's
like $600.
It's double that, I'm sure.
Oh, probably. I don't know. I just listen. Give me a Ford. Give me a GM. Give me one of those. I'll be all right.
Yeah, give me one of the big 3.
Why do black people do what? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Man, don't answer this fool.
I like
not agreeing with him. Not agreeing with him. That's why he's saying, why do black people do this?
He said, always worried about what motherfuckers have. I don't care what you have, to be honest with you. I don't care. I just know how much I pay. How much I pay a month, and it's fucking astronomical. If you see my monthly bills, you'll be upset.
You know, look, I'll never forget, man. I always bring this up to Black Thoughts, man. I'll never forget the day Black Thoughts blacked out on King Shenard.
That was funny.
That shit was funny.
Man, Black Thoughts.
Do it for me.
He was like, "What?
You're my son. Remember that. You're my son."
Hug up.
And that was good. You You should have cut that out because that would have got probably 1 million views.
Man, you know, he deserved it, man. He deserved it that day. He deserved it. I forgot what it was about, but I know he deserved it.
I know it was funny. What up, Big J?
What's going on, fellow blacks?
See, Jay,
Hello,
you
to
left.
enjoy your day today. I am your corporate sponsor to say, fellow minorities, you matter too.
Oh my God.
No, I don't. Stop lying to me.
Jay, you left right before this happened, man.
Yeah.
I had to, man. Today was a fun one. I wish I could have stayed longer. Today was a fun one. It was. I didn't know that this guy got up on the panel though and started acting a fool though, man. Blacks, I'm gonna tell you, dude, you got into it, man. This is the first time I've ever seen you like ready to argue full on with somebody. You genuinely started to seem like you were getting hot with this dude.
You never seen him argue with someone? Are you?
No, listen, I've only been on these panels now for like the past 6 weeks, if that.
All right.
So I have a very limited time. I've seen everybody, but this is the first time I've personally seen blacks get into it with somebody to the point where he's like ready to actually full on start cussing this dude out. Like I actually thought that you were gonna cuss this man out.
It's hard not to cuss on CT's panels. That's why.
Yeah, because you gotta pay $50 each time.
If I can't cuss on it, I might not want to be there because, especially on these hot topic issues right here, because I'm going to cuss and then I'm gonna have to pay. I can.
Man.
It costs me every day.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yo, okay, listen. I don't know how much of it you watched. Uncle Tom, are you going wire to wire with this recap, or did you just go pick snippets?
I snippets or whatever.
Okay, so let me tell you something real quick, man. And this is the most hilarious shit of the whole panel today. There's this one girl there. Her name is Anna. Okay,
Yeah,
and every time she goes on these panels, yo, she talks in circles and she don't even realize it, right? So then
Jay,
she
you're behind
cusses.
the power curve with Anna because you're behind the power curve with Anna because just ask Uncle Tom his history with her.
Oh, really?
On site.
On site.
Really?
Cuss her ass out on site.
Is it
Every
like
time.
that?
Every
Is it
time.
because of what happened with Lapeef?
No. I just can't stand that hoe.
Yo, Anna's a complete idiot. Like she's an idiot. Like she's not to be taken seriously. And she just talks a bunch of stuff. Here's the thing, she would be fine in his spaces. You don't know how she started out. She started out in black spaces, ultra anti-black. And that's what made everyone have a problem with her. Like ultra. Not like 1 or 2 comments, right? Like Shanard thinks that we're bad. She was like ultra anti-black from day one. That's why she's been kicked off almost every panel.
Oh, so she's just fake, basically.
Yeah,
she was over here. Trying to hold up the banner of why are y'all talking bad about black men? Why would you talk bad about MLK? White men are the ones who are the grapists. You know.
Yeah,
I mean, she did the whole spiel. She did the whole 9 today.
Yeah, look, if Uncle Tom's on a panel with her, it'll start by him calling her a trout mouth.
Oh my God.
That's where it'll start.
Oh my God.
Yo, she does have a trout mouth though.
Oh,
and she got a pig face. But the thing about it, I can't. So I married a white woman. We all know I married a white woman. I have no problem with it. It wasn't I married a white woman because I just think white women are better. No, that's not why I married a white woman. But she takes it too far. It's like black men ain't shit. I think black men should go out and marry a white woman. Then on the same note, she'd be like black men. I just can't. It infuriates me the way she speaks about black people in general. I don't.
Bro, somebody paid $400 to kick her off several times today. Off the panel.
Well,
just to get her off the panel.
Yo, that's how much people don't want her around, bro.
Yeah. I was shocked. I was like, damn, Puma just paid $400 just for her not to be on panel anymore.
Because she's annoying, bro.
Very.
He had to make about $2,000 today, at least.
Yeah, he did well.
In fact,
Anna, like,
go ahead, Gary. Go ahead.
I don't understand how she gonna criticize nobody. Anybody that lives on a goddamn couch in a 1-bedroom house and live in a car has no right to criticize anybody.
She really hates her own people that much, though. She really does.
She started off wrong. She started off chasing ducks. Like as soon as she came on the camera, she was chasing geese and didn't know the name of them.
Yeah.
Hey, look,
Yo, what
what
is
did I
she
tell you?
doing?
I told you King Shinar would do this. Didn't I say what he would say?
They might
Anna
be the
is-
same person. You ever think of that?
Nah, we see.
You might be right.
We
They
see.
might be the same person.
Yeah.
But my man in the middle over here was trying to organize a marathon just to make sure she could never come back. Bro, that shit was hilarious, yo.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. When you started doing that, I was already off stream. I started dying. I couldn't believe
started
it.
getting on my nerves.
I'm not gonna lie though. If CT sets that up, I'll throw in.
Yeah,
no,
like how much the girl
I
off
got
the
it.
boom.
Why not?
40 boom.
Why not?
There's nothing. Listen, you don't understand. I can't stand the way she breathes. Okay, so there's nothing in me that will let her in my space. So if you want to see a black man actually just out of the blue just choke a bitch to death,
That'd be her.
yeah, I don't like, and that's why I stay away from a lot of people. That's the reason why I stay away from a lot of people, is when I don't like you, I don't generally care if you live or not.
Oh, so you take it to the extreme.
Oh yeah, I really do.
Oh, so you
Well, at least you're honest about it.
Yeah, you don't like her like in real life, huh?
He don't like her, bro. I told you when he is on a panel with her, he will randomly start calling her trout mouth. That's how he'll kick it off.
Yo, that's so random.
I mean, it'll come out. I mean, I'm telling you, it is hilarious. We've witnessed it several times. Just wait, man. It'll happen again.
It happened while I was at work. To be worse, I was sitting there. I was like, "Oh, hold the hell! I can't take it no more." And I can't. I try to listen and I try to be sympathetic to her life, considering she's only what 23, 24, whatever the fuck it is.
No, she's 22.
Oh, that's even worse. I try, and then it's just everything in me. I just can't. I can deal with a lot of foolishness, but I just can't deal with that. I mean, that's just blatant, just disrespect on the high heavens, and I don't like to disrespect people like that. I just don't.
Yeah,
You
she's
can
mad
dislike me, but
disrespectful.
yeah, it's just disrespectful.
Yeah, she's mad disrespectful of black men, especially like black men like us that like take care of family, work. Like just she's very, very disrespectful. Like every stereotype that they say about black men, she regurgitates. Like she's just super disrespectful.
It's sickening. That's the only thing about it. It just makes me sick. And I'm telling you, I can deal with a lot of shit. I grew up with nothing but niggas around, and I learned how to take a lot. I just can't with her. I just can't. It's only, like I said, there's only a handful. I say about 5 people in this world that I can say I will choke to death and not have any feeling. And she's one of them.
She might like it. She might like
Listen,
it.
and I would like it too, because I'm a violent person. Outside of this, I'm a very violent person. So that's why I try to stay away from shit.
And you know, it's crazy. Whenever I hear people, you know, I know she was 22. I thought she was 23, but still, you know, that girl is young enough to be, you know, anybody who's over 36.
Well, she's old enough to be my child.
She's old enough to be my daughter, man. That's insane.
You're old enough to be my abortion.
Yo.
God damn it. Well, that's true, I guess.
Does anybody know her story though? Did she ever give any backstory why she has so much hate? Like she has legitimate, it seems, hate.
I don't know.
It's something about her being adopted and some other stuff and living in a halfway house and being
if she was adopted, she just think about this. Where did her mom go? Where did her dad go? It's both of them.
She said something about her father being a good black or something. I can't remember. I just remember her talking about.
I don't even listen no more. I think.
Well, who cares, man?
If she thought her dad was a good black, she wouldn't disrespect black men the way she does.
Yeah, she wouldn't at all, man. She's not a good person whatsoever.
Well, let's finish on. This man got his crown on and everything. God damn it.
Who?
I will never put my hair like that.
Oh, him. Yeah.
They kept talking about it too. They kept on talking about his bun.
Yeah, they did.
Well, they call it a crown. I think that's the last time I heard it was called a crown.
Oh, he was
yeah.
Well,
Nah, that's a bun, bro.
Well, I know what it is.
That's a man bun.
Listen.
Whoa, which man is man buns?
They call it a crown. That's from what I heard. So I'm gonna leave it at crown.
Jay, we know you wear man buns, bro.
Hey, listen, they're for utility, okay? All right, it's very all right. Listen, if I cook, I gotta put my hair up somehow. You don't want hair in the food, okay?
Hey, it's still gonna get there. Have you seen your beard, bro?
What are you talking about? I tie that back too.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm dead serious. I tie that back. I don't tie it back. I tie it into a ponytail.
Okay.
I'm dead serious, bro. Huh?
Crazy. You are insane.
I'm telling you, man, bro. I got wrists full of bands just for that.
That's hilarious. This man carries.
You do what you got to do, man.
Shit. All right, let's go.
Heard about that? The Indian thing got you a little nervous.
As a black man, you weren't able to get a loan.
Oh my god!
Because you could be refused by the color of your skin.
Guys, hold on a second. I gotta do these super chats. Give me 1 second. Bob,
what are you talking about?
Bob with the $5 super chat says, "So what would America look like for blacks if we didn't have MLK?"
America, I think if MLK didn't do the civil rights thing, I think blacks right now would be about 28% of the population.
Jeez.
You'd have a lot more families that were together because they would be forced to be together. People don't do things unless they're forced to do it. The freedom that civil rights afforded all these black people, you see people go to their
they were
natural
coming
nature.
at you. I can't
Most
take any one of you
people's natural
motherfuckers
nature
seriously
is
wearing a
lazy.
Mickey Mouse shirt.
Sorry to tell you.
Yeah,
that is your natural nature. Because from the civil rights, believe it or not, from 64 to now, the amount of money that the government has put into the blacks, we never had even 10% of that before that. That they just give people for doing nothing, made the culture lazy. One thing I can say previous to civil rights, the black culture was not lazy, because if you didn't work, you didn't eat.
Yeah, because I can only do, because there's so many super chats. I can only do. I mean, we can go back to them if you want me to, but I gotta get everybody super chat, and then we go back to the super chat. So just write it down. Miss Delta guy, sorry about this Black Suit of Five. I can't take a brother seriously that is wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt.
Yeah, that was the statement I was referring to. It doesn't matter, just that's fine.
There's a lot of stocks, man.
Can I say this real quick? Y'all do know majority of these prosperous black communities, they were torn down to make the fucking highway.
Get a con. That's the third time you cursed.
All right, my bad. I mean, a lot of these communities that y'all talking about, Tulsa and all of that, they were burned down and really weren't built back up again.
Because how come Harlem wasn't burned down? Harlem was very prosperous. It
was CT kept hitting him with Harlem.
20s, 30s, and 40s.
I mean, it's.
He said, "Damn it!" Troll with the $5 said, "Damn."
You name one community. I can name so many other ones that they knocked down.
Well, thank you, sir. I mean, I don't smoke blunts, but whew.
Man, if $5 is your blunt money, you're smoking bush, not real weed.
Oh wow! Stop it! You don't talk about our people who donate. That man donated his last blunt money. Everybody ain't rich as you, man.
Hey, look,
I am not rich. I am very comfortable, but I'm not rich.
Gary was hitting him over the head. He was like, "Man, I retired when I was this age, and I've been retired for 17 years."
Then he said something messed up at the end. Said Martin Luther King ain't make it to retirement age.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had to write in the moment because he took it so serious. Like this guy, Martin Luther King, walked on water like Jesus. I mean,
well, Jesus didn't even walk on water, but we ain't gonna let that.
The conversation just was.
It went crazy.
Yeah. Gilded Quan went nuts. This guy said, he's dead, so he's better than him. I said, well, I'm alive. You know, I mean, sorry, I'm better than any dead person. I don't care what you did before. You'd switch places with me, wouldn't you?
That's a goddamn fact. Oh my god. That's how people say, "Oh, the best rappers are dead." I don't think they was the best rappers. I'm sorry, Tupac wasn't the best rapper. Neither was Biggie. That's just my.
They're both dead. They didn't make no money.
Well, they do make money, but they ain't making it for themselves, so it don't matter.
The family's still eating from them.
Dwight Eisenhower's Highway Initiative destroyed majority black communities.
No, it did not.
That's
No, it
a
did not.
lie. That's a propaganda. That's a lie.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Okay.
That is a lie.
He made that up.
If I look it up right now and share my screen and read off the information.
Don't talk about it. Do it.
Damn, Gary, you hella aggressive right now, bro.
No, and you see, Jay, you say I'm aggressive. My fellas, how we grew up. That's how we are. That's not even being aggressive. We just having fun.
Don't talk about it. Do it. Yeah, damn it.
He was making up facts. He made up so many facts, and that's what was getting everybody mad. Like, dude, you can talk the stuff you want to talk, but stop making facts up. A highway destroy all black neighborhoods.
Yeah, because it only went through the South.
Man, he was making up so many things, man. And then we're just trying to meet him where he is, and he would not back up anything he said. And part of me felt like he was trolling.
He didn't look it
That's
up?
why I started. That's why I started calling him King Shenard's brother.
You got it 100% with that, Blacks.
Only thing different is he not saying, yo, CT, where your mom and dad from?
No, he's not saying tap dancer.
Yeah,
Sure, that's his favorite word.
Yeah. Oh, tap dance.
You cooked yourself. You cooked yourself.
In our Patrice Lumumba Congo, my black radar is off the charts.
I keep but you know what? When we make mention of people like Patrice Lumumba or A.G. Gaston, you know, I want to. So
hang on for a second there, Uncle Tom.
I don't know who A.G. Gaston
yes, sir.
was.
I want to thank Blacks for thought. Bruh, I didn't know who that was, and I went and looked him up. Yo, that man was balling back in them days, boy.
I kept trying to
like ridiculous kind of money.
A.G. Gaston when it came to the civil rights movement. Many people don't know about this guy. I learned about him when I was in high school. I couldn't believe it because everything that I had been taught up until then was black people were completely downtrodden. There were only a few people who could weather it. Martin Luther King was one of them. Therefore, we owe our lives to him. Whereas here's A.G. Gaston killing it. He'd be a billionaire right now. Yeah. He'd be up there with Elon Musk and the rest if he were making the same, well, not the same, but if the moves that he made were similar to some of the moves that they make today, this man's money would stand the test of time. It's
easy.
What did he specialize in? What did he specialize in?
He was just a businessman. Okay, so he started a lot of his wealth started with not laundromats, but laundering clothes, you know, pressing clothes, etc. Then he had a lot of real estate, and he owned the tallest building in LA during that time. Jesus. He had radio stations. He owned churches. He was the largest employer of black people in the United States. This man, with his pocket change, put up the $160,000 needed to get Martin Luther King out of prison when he went to jail. Well, not prison, but when he went to jail.
He was like the Black Jeff Bezos.
And I'm just saying, man.
He was Jeff Bezos before we even hear about Jeff Bezos. It was ridiculous. When I read up that this guy people don't ball today.
Yeah,
he was doing balling.
And there were a lot more like him. He was not he was not a what's the word I'm looking for? A unicorn in that space. There were a lot more people like him. But
you gotta understand that we were the workforce that taught everyone how to work.
I'm telling you. Anyway,
but they look at that and like, oh no, we did we built the United States. So if we built the United States, why do you think that they had to come to us to learn how to do shit? If we built it, it don't even make sense.
We rebuilt Europe after World War II.
Tell them
facts.
They don't know that shit. They don't know that shit.
You know,
but
the Cannonball.
They don't look outside of here though.
Cannonball Express built that 1,000-mile road in Alaska. Okay, we built that.
Yeah.
And they, and a lot of people died building that road. An entire black regiment. Look that up. What's her name's father was a part of that regiment. Not Mariah Carey, but the other one. The one who they just made the movie on.
He just want to let y'all know that there's a job opening for the Dallas Cowboys kicker.
At least they're still pitching a shutout, though.
Oh, Whitney Houston?
Yes, Whitney Houston. Thank you. Whitney Houston's father was a part of that regiment.
Bob's in here. What's up, Bob?
Yeah, Bob the
Builder.
Can he fix it?
Okay, because he's never talked about it. A.G. Gaston was a black man who bankrolled the entire civil rights movement as we know it. He put up the $160,000 out of his own pocket to bail Martin Luther King Jr. out of jail when they jailed him. He owned, at one point, the tallest building in LA, Los Angeles. Okay? He owned several radio stations, laundromats, was the largest hirer and employer of black people. The man was a mogul. How do you think he got that way?
But did he have a house?
He couldn't have had a house, right? How do you think he got? Do you think he got a loan?
No.
Do you think he was able to get a loan?
For 1960.
That's one person.
My point is, you can again, Gilded Quan. All it takes is a Google search, okay? And I can debunk. And
the black communities that were destroyed by the highway.
But you're
destroyed
making
your own communities the past 3 years.
Gilded Quan, you're standing on the platitude that this was exclusively a black problem, and it was not. You just said black communities, majority black communities. This affected so many communities. That highway affected so many communities. It's not even funny. Okay, not majority black communities. Okay, but maybe I should be with you. Maybe we should go back to the 50s and try and fight that tooth and nail, and we can still be using back roads to get from one end of the country to the other. Progress happens, guys, and it doesn't care who it hurts, and that's on both sides of the tracks. The thing is,
look at his face. His face is hot.
I really could care less. I'm glad it happened because it has produced people where we have more intelligence that has coalesced over the years. Now, if you want black people to be segregationists, okay, then Martin Luther King should definitely be on your hit list. If you want it to be, if you're so up in arms about all the bad things that have happened to black people, then Martin Luther King, us having this conversation, us speaking about him, us critiquing him, should not grind your gears.
I'm not critiquing Martin Luther King.
I'm saying us critiquing him.
I'm saying, for me, it's real easy to sit in 2023 and critique a man who was working and dying for us.
Get the fuck
it's easy to go back and say, he didn't do this right. He didn't do this right. He made this mistake. He made that mistake. It's real easy to do all of that when we don't have to suffer any of what he had to see, any of what he had to go through. We don't have to go through none of that stuff. And for y'all to sit up here and critique a man who's human, who can make just as many mistakes as anybody else, it's insane. Because y'all expect perfection out of this man who y'all wouldn't do.
Yo, is he just saying stuff now? Is that what we're coming to?
Yes.
Yes, he's just saying stuff.
He was making an argument on nothing that any of us said.
Yeah, because I'm like, yo, wait, what? Okay, all right. He just said, yo, Gilded Listen, Gilded, I rock with you. I got no ill will towards you. You're the type of guy to be a millionaire and still think you're oppressed somehow, letting the liberals feed you that. All right, go ahead. I'm done.
That shit was crazy to me because I mean, he's arguing a point that no one made. He's arguing statements that no one made. Just for the sake of just making an argument. Like,
I love how the fact that
who said we expected perfection? I don't even give a fuck about the man doing what he did because it would have naturally happened anyway. Naturally, because again, we were the fucking workforce, and the only way the Democrats supposedly were going to get their shit done anyway was through the Republicans anyway. But they chose the latter route, and then you get what you get out of it. But I mean, it is what it is. The man died for what he thought was right, but he didn't even die for what he thought was right because even he went back on what he did.
Yep, and we kept making.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said, "Yep," and we kept making that point. We kept making that point, and he wasn't hearing what we were saying. So, like I said, at some point in this, I just likened him to King Shenard in this argument.
Well, the cognitive dissonance is real because he's speaking of MLK as if he's a man above reproach, but then he gets mad whenever he gets mad when people say that he was infallible, and then he backtrack on his own argument by saying, "We know he wasn't perfect. He was a man. Of course he was imperfect." I'm like, bro, but you're over here talking about him like he wasn't a man. You're talking about him like he was a god. He doesn't even realize that.
You don't know what's funny? My girl was sitting right beside me when I was talking. And I was just going to say, "Hey, man, you're talking like a woman." She said, "Don't say that, please." Because the argument, only women argue about things that you don't say and fight for it.
Yeah, that didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. It's literally like he said, arguing with a woman right now because you didn't say half the shit that said today. He just imagined in his own head. It came out his mouth. He imagined all that shit. He was like, "But you know what? You did this and this and this and this and this." And he looking at her like, "Nigga, I didn't even say any of that shit." But you know, that's your boy.
Black people didn't have houses before 1960. That was the part I couldn't get over.
Hey, that was the place. But did he have a house though? Hilarious.
That was a good one.
King Shenard vibes from this guy.
So what I think the point
is we.
Brother, the point that you're missing.
There is no we. Stop it. There is no we. Hold on, let me kill this done right.
The point.
Brother,
The point.
okay.
The role was reversed, and it was up to you niggas to do what MLK did. We be dead.
Oh my
so
god.
So how do you know I didn't do any of what MLK did?
I know.
If you did, you wouldn't be going this
How do
far.
you know? How do you know if
you
I
did
didn't make
half of what he
sacrifices
did,
for my family and for my community?
If you did,
how do you know the
have,
sacrifices
you
that I
wouldn't
did?
have hardly any of the smoke.
That is a lie from the pit. That is
anybody,
a lie.
Anybody who's held leadership knows that you're going to make mistakes.
Misunderstanding about everything that you're saying. What you're misunderstanding is that anytime that you're looking at the present and you want to look at the future, you reach back in the past. If people were to just build houses based upon an idea that just came to them now, they wouldn't be able to improve upon things that have happened. In order to improve upon things that have happened, you must dissect everything. You dissect from the root, you dissect the branches, you dissect the trunk, you dissect the leaves, and you dissect the soil. Could there be better soil? Could there be better water? Could there be more sunlight? They do this for marijuana to get the best brand. There's nuance to everything. It's not just a whole bunch of people taking the dump on the legacy of MLK, because I appreciate his sacrifice. I know that I understand that he took a bullet for all of us. I understand there are great things that came out of the civil rights. However, in order to make improvements, you almost have to. And if he was here, he would say the same thing. Because you take, what is this? You chew the meat, you spit out the bones. This is us spitting out the bones. You have to dissect it from an analytical aspect. And you know what? What he did was great, but had we did this, maybe we could have did better. Had we taken this out, maybe we can move forward.
So let me ask this question. What purpose does this serve? Are any of y'all gonna pick up on what MLK has done?
And do what? We have what he was wanting us to have. What more do y'all niggas need to fight for besides having a better life? I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't
Because
understand what
people of today, they don't even know when they win. They're still fighting a fight that you've already won. It's like women fighting for feminism. You wanted equality, you got it. But now you got it, you don't want it. So you want something more.
Yeah, I don't get it. We literally won. Listen, I didn't have a hard time buying the house that I have right now. Not at all. Matter of fact, I bought it in less than a month.
We still fighting for voting rights, guys.
Oh yeah, that's another thing he said.
Jesus Christ, man. It just doesn't make any damn sense. And the whole thing is about picking up where he left off. We already been there and done that. There's more millionaires now than there ever was in MLK's present time where he was living. Everyone got the rights we need. What do we need to keep fighting for? One day we're gonna have to learn how to win and keep it moving.
I did.
Jesus Christ.
You got to get to the Greta Thunberg part. That part was hilarious.
He got stuck on that one, boy. You
Wait till they get to the degrees part. That's gonna get brutal.
Man, the degrees part
was all this after this?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the degrees part is where Gary
Let's see.
Come on, Blacks. I wasn't that bad, was I?
Yes.
No, it was hilarious.
It was.
I side with Gilded. I do sense that there is a little bit of a
and here come Bob
quarterbacking of Martin Luther King.
Leave it to Bob.
Like Gilded said, but
Leave it to fucking Bob.
That's why his phone kept messing up. He was talking that bull crap.
We're losing. I mean, he was a boom. He made white people really think about themselves in ways they never had been forced to do so. He attacked them through the boycotts economically. That was very, very helpful.
Look at his face.
I don't
look at the jaw.
So much about. I mean, I'm driving in the middle of Missouri. Right?
I did get him to laugh, though.
If I get pulled over by a cop,
you did.
I can be reasonably sure that there is a system that will defend me in ways that no one would even think about this in the 60s.
Okay.
So I think Martin Luther King did a lot of good.
And not to mention, he was also a Morehouse man.
Yeah, of course. Well, yeah, of course. Well, I mean, what else would he be? But
I don't get it. Like there were certain jobs that because of the color of your skin, you could just be refused. Oh, you're black. You don't work here.
Like what the hell does he read that shit?
You can't apply.
What jobs were those, brother?
What do you mean with jobs? It don't.
I mean, what jobs, man? Like a baker, a banker.
You couldn't be an airline pilot.
This happens to David.
Color of your skin. You
said be an airline pilot.
Guys, hold on a second. Let's take it easy. Joe Biden said I missed his super chat, which I don't think we did, but I'll read it anyway. Joe Biden says MLK, or his notoriety came from preaching and protesting. MLK Jr.'s bullet came from the possibility of galvanizing millions of blacks for economic gain, which
that is true.
Which you said multiple times.
He got shot
we do have to ask this question
for him being bigger than the president. That's what he got
it
shot.
It don't matter. No one should be refused for work because of the color of your skin.
Well, go on. I applied for a job the other week. Yeah, sir, I got refused a job because I wasn't disabled or a minority.
And that shouldn't have happened.
Yes.
It should never happen in a country where I apply for work and because of the color of my skin.
Get a choir. I had to mute you.
Why do you feel like it's the color of your skin that didn't get you the job?
Guys, hold on for a second. Gilda Quine.
We're talking about the 60s.
We're not in the 60s. It's 2023.
The little gay guy got him there, boy.
Just for which jobs in the 60s could a black man not have?
Any job.
Crickets.
Now,
crickets.
Hold on for a second. Now, wait a minute.
Jesus Christ.
Now, are you saying that no black man in the 60s was ever a doctor, a lawyer? I mean,
I'm not saying that.
That's exactly what you just said.
To apply for a job outside of whatever, you could be reasonably refused to work due to the color of your skin. You could be refused health care.
I wish he would just shut the fuck up. He should learn how to not stop while he's behind. Because at the fact that it is, again, like we said, at the point in time where we had what he's talking about, we had our own hospitals, we had our own everything. So what job could we not have? If it was we can only be with our own kind. That doesn't make any fucking sense. If we weren't allowed to drink from the white water fountain, and we was only at the Negroes, either we learned how to keep up the Negro shit, or we're dirty and filthy as always. I mean, it's possible. That's just simple. It's simple logic right there. We wasn't allowed to go to church with the whites, so guess what you got to do? You got to have your own church. What the fuck is he talking about? Wait. It's amazing. Oh, we got a white woman up here. How you doing, white lady?
Oh, hi.
Hi. Hello.
Sorry, I wasn't expecting you to let me talk. I was just coming up just to be here with you guys.
Oh, you don't want to talk? I can mute you.
Okay.
No, we can keep going. I mean, if she has something to say, I don't have anything against white people speaking.
No, I don't have anything to say yet.
Well, now you know Martin's dream didn't come through because you're still referring to these as white people. They're just people
No, they white
who
people.
lack a lot of melanin. They're not white people.
Well, actually, they're actually brown people. They just have less melanin in their skin. Because
We all brown.
are naturally
We all brown people.
No,
We're
I'm
brown
a cave beast.
Oh
I am
my
a
God.
cave beast.
Get the fuck out of here.
Due to the
Affectionately
color-
called a troglodyte.
You could be refused insurance due to the color of your skin. All of that shit matters. How could you have a business if you cannot insure your business because of the color of your skin, or if you're disabled? All of these things matter.
King
You don't
Shinard,
get
I'm gonna need you to
what
come
want
get your
today
brother, man.
if you get discriminated
Come get your
against
brother.
every turn.
This is King
I'm a
Shinard
king.
2.0.
Now, respectfully, Gilda. No, guys, let me just talk to Gilda Kwan because this is getting out of hand. Joe Biden's with the $2 super chat says Kwan is a BLM member.
Blacks for the
Joe Biden
win.
told him
Good
that
job,
he's black.
bro.
No, I do have to ask this question.
Man, I can't.
Because we won't just believe you.
It's the
No, hold
most
on.
disrespectful
Guys,
shit
hold on
I've
for a
ever
second.
seen.
Okay, Gilda
On a
Kwan.
man's birthday.
Gilda Kwan. All I'm asking is that there's a little bit of validity to what they might be saying as well. Because in the 60s, you had black men who became
Started the
doctors,
conversation.
lawyers, engineers, even prior to that, even in the 20s and the 30s and the 40s. And also is, so what if black men were being discriminated against? Black people had their own law practices, their own medical practices, etc. So what does it matter if they were being discriminated against?
Okay, but here's the thing.
Mhm.
You could build all of these things, which black people did, but
Mhm.
without protections in place from the 1964 Civil Rights Act, anyone can come by and burn your shit down. Or they
Gilda
can
Kwan. Gilda Kwan. Okay, that's about the 5th time you cursed. Now,
Chaotic.
It's a swear jar, Gilda Kwan. I'm so glad that you came back to the show. You know I rock with you, but Gilda Kwan, you gotta stop cursing because everybody else has paid their swear jar fee.
My bad, my bad.
All I'm saying is that Gilda Kwan,
It's
if what you're you're fine. If what you're saying is true, how come Harlem wasn't burnt down? Blacks controlled Harlem. Blacks were millionaires. Let me ask you a question. Let's even go back way before that. How come nobody?
Harlem is one specific case.
Oh my
I
God.
can name for every
Okay.
Harlem, I can name you 10 communities
Name
that
them.
have been burned down or
Name the 10
destroyed.
Name the
because
10
we
communities.
didn't
Name
have-
Name them. Just
Name them.
Here we go. Here we
Name
go.
them. Name the 10.
Shout you start with Oklahoma.
Guys, guys,
That was good, LA. You're not allowed to start with Oklahoma.
how come Harlem wasn't burnt down? The first black female millionaire ever in the country was a black woman. You know who that was, right?
No.
You know who
said
that was? The first
who?
the first female millionaire in the United States of America was a black woman, Madam C.J. Walker, in that late 1800s. How come nobody stopped her from being a millionaire? How come nobody stopped people from being senators during Reconstruction? That's all I'm asking. So yes, let's just say one or two black communities were destroyed, and let's be honest, let's be honest, history makes it seem like Oklahoma, that town was.
But they rebuilt Tulsa after that.
It wasn't,
and it was still black for the majority parts of it.
Be honest.
What are they talking about? And there's only a couple of neighborhoods in Tulsa. So that's the full. Okay, on the what? I think it was the east side, whatever side it was. Only certain parts of Tulsa was actually burnt down. It was just an all-out battle between white folks and black folks. That's why the military came in to stop the bloodshed, because it was motherfuckers dying on both sides. Everyone's shit was getting burnt down, just like everyone was getting shot and killed between black folks and white. It was literally a race war that happened in Tulsa.
That's the one thing black people. For some reason. That's the one thing the blacks get hooked up on. Oklahoma, the Black Wall Street. You be like, do you know anything else about the Black Wall Street? Like, name one thing. What stops it?
That's what they fucking failed to realize. They rebuilt it right after that.
They took out black wealth. I'm like, were you invested in it or something? How did they take your black wealth?
Because they still had Harlem. Harlem was still a place where there were big time investments going on as well.
Furthermore, a point I wasn't able to get off was none of us built any of those communities. We didn't build Harlem. We occupied it and then made it black. But Harlem wasn't an exclusively, we built the buildings, we paved the streets. That was just like any other neighborhood in New York that we ended up taking over. Harlem just was oh my God, I can't think a diamond in the rough. And it ended up surviving and becoming a place for artsy and people and jazz, etc. But this guy.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
At what point do we just say there's a clean slate and we call it even? Like, they burnt down Black Wall Street, but then Black Lives Matter has came to like every city in the United States and just burnt shit down and stole from businesses and, just started fights and just caused chaos. Like, at what point do we say, you know what? There were some white people in the past that did some fuck shit, and there were some black people that did some fuck shit. How about we call it even and quit looking to the past for this person did this, and why don't we just progress forward just as people and quit saying this is what white people that look like you did, this is what black people that look like you did?
Well, first, that will never happen.
Because people just want division. It's so sad.
Well, Alex, I can tell you why. Because first of all, Black Wall Street, what they call Wall Street, is not what we call Wall Street today.
No, it was stores.
That's right, stores. And so when they say they burnt down stores all over. Mm-hmm. I can understand they talking about a metropolitan. They burnt down the black buildings in Philadelphia, in New York, in Los Angeles. But if we got to go back that they burned down something in Oklahoma, I think we lost the race. They ain't a black folk that live in Oklahoma.
You shut your fucking mouth, Gary.
They got Uncle Tom's in Oklahoma.
No, I'm not. I'm in Florida.
Even you moved.
Yeah, but there's a lot of folks in Oklahoma. There's a lot of blacks in Oklahoma.
All right, so next question then. Let's say, for example, by chance, the government was to finally pay out reparations to every black person they can genetically prove had an ancestor from back in slavery.
How do you genetically prove that?
Just say they find a way to do it. Magically do it. Right? Just bear with me. Say they magically find a way to be able to pay out every black person who had lineage to slavery. Does that clean the slate? Is the debt paid?
No.
So basically, it's an impayable debt.
It's never.
It's never ending
debt that's gonna happen because our ancestors were slaved, even though everybody's ancestors were slaved unless you were an elitist person. So even then you could have been enslaved. So I don't know. Doesn't even make sense. But Illuminated, thanks for joining the panel since you're the oldest person on the panel.
What's up, Illuminated?
What's going on, guys? Yes, good evening to everyone except for the host, as usual. Shout out to Black. You did an excellent job on that panel. as usual. Where's Black Thought? Where did he go? Oh, there he is. Okay. Shout out to Black Thoughts and all the other gentlemen and ladies that's on the panel.
What's up, Illuminated?
I'm Jamaican. I'm not a gentleman.
No, dear God. Come on, Gary. You retired.
Hi, Dad.
That doesn't even count anymore, Gary. What's up, daughter?
Oh, nothing.
Yeah.
Just missing you. How was your day?
It was working on the yard, running back and forth to Lowe's. Jeez,
Sounds
Pete.
exhausting.
Yeah. It's never ending. Yeah. Where's Miss Tom at?
She's here. She's back here doing something.
No.
I think she's doing decals. Well, I get to talk on the panel. Anywho, this was a good. We're gonna move it. I'm gonna try to move it forward to get to the other. I guess
the juicier parts.
Yeah.
Go to the 6 hour 13 mark. That's where the Greta Thunberg crap came.
Any rage quit? Did he rage quit?
There you go. No.
Nah, he was just sitting there looking tight the whole time.
Oh my God.
This is my favorite part.
Figurehead.
No, thank you.
Like in that sense, 110% MLK is very similar to Greta Thunberg, but it's more, yeah.
Stop it.
I was gonna say instead of like climate change, it's black issues. It's the only difference, really.
This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here.
I just want to point out this is who Kyle is referring to in terms of Greta Thunberg in comparison to Martin Luther King of the Black.
I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean.
Factual.
Yet you all come to us young people for hope. How dare you?
How dare you?
This shit
You have
is so
stolen my dreams, my childhood with your empty words. And yet I'm one of the lucky ones.
Oh.
People are suffering.
How much is he
People are
worth?
dying.
Sure tell you.
Ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass
What's wrong with her
extinction.
eye?
And what you can talk about
She's
is
retarded.
money,
I mean, she's
fairy tales
she
of
got
economic
Asperger's.
growth.
She has
How dare
Y'all
Asperger's.
comparing her to Martin Luther King Jr.
How you people saying y'all? That was
Yeah.
one person.
I am.
Guys, hold on a second. Listen.
Oh, Jesus.
Extinction and what you can talk about. And you all come to us young people for hope.
Who came to
How
y'all?
dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my job with your empty words. And yet I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction. And all you can talk about is
Who is
money.
this, Rebecca?
Oh my Jesus.
Ton of economic growth. How dare you?
How dare you? How dare you? I do that shit to my wife all the time. I
For
swear
more
to God, I
than
do.
30 years.
Yo,
has
this is
been
crazy, bro.
How dare you continue to look away?
The conversation went downhill from
Here,
there.
saying that you're doing enough. As when the politics and solutions leader is still nowhere in sight.
Oh,
You say you hear us and that you
Oh,
understand
God.
the urgency.
I don't care.
Could
if she was
somebody-
Jamaican.
No matter how
She's
sad
annoying.
and
Could
angry I
somebody
am, I
Could
do
somebody
not want
please
to
call
believe
her
that.
handlers and get her
If
off
you
the
really
freaking
understood the
stage? Dear
situation
Please, bro,
God.
man.
kept on failing to act, then you would be evil, and that I refuse to believe.
You know she's an adult now, so we can
That
talk
is
about her.
the I have a dream of the younger generation.
All your mouth because MLK made
How
a speech.
dare
and
you?
She made a speech.
Guys,
They
can I
both
get-
the same.
guys,
No, there's more comparison.
Can I read
But-
the super chat, please, guys?
Y'all
CT ain't
Joe
shit.
Biden's with the $5 super chat. Thank you for these super chats left and right today, man. It says Quan is repeating what white liberals taught black liberals. Republicans and Democrats are the same, but Republicans have a do for self ideology, which is better for us. Now, Cal and Quan, go ahead, sir. Go ahead, Cal and Quan. And
I'll let
Cal,
Quan
how
go.
dare you?
So because she made a speech and MLK made a speech, they're damn near the same people.
You just said that, but I'll say what I said again. In the terms that they hold rallies, they are cult-like figureheads. They bring people who would never talk to each other or group up together to group up. They march, they disrupt. They talk all this stuff about like, oh, we got to do more. You've got to follow my agenda. And like, I support MLK and what he said. But like this girl and MLK are very, very similar. And you can't deny that. They march through towns, march through cities, cult-like figureheads. Everyone just mindlessly follows and loves. You can't talk bad about them.
So MLK was just marches and rallies to you?
Yes.
I mean, he did marches and rallies. That's what I said. I mean, I didn't say he's
That's
just
all he
that.
was, right? Just marches and rallies.
You tell me. That's your opinion. I didn't say that.
MLK was just a failure at the end of the day. You know, he wanted his buddies, his white buddies, for his selfish purposes. He was not only a fool, you know, wanting to integrate with a race of people who hated him, but he was also a womanizer too, if y'all didn't know that.
I knew this was coming. I knew this was coming.
On MLK, because I don't see nothing wrong with being a womanizer. Don't disrespect me.
I knew that was coming.
You're there to confirm all of that, right?
Just like Harriet Tubman was doing what she was doing on the Underground Railroad. Same thing with MLK.
Hey. We know MLK was real. We don't know about Harriet Tubman.
Wait a minute. I gotta stop that right now. Gary, we already had this discussion way back before this discussion had that we have decided that Harriet Tubman was a real person.
No, we didn't, because she got 2 birthdays. So we don't know how could she be and then she had 2 death days.
We did have that. They're just little slow, stupid people that couldn't figure it out.
Wait, are they saying Harriet Tubman was getting dicked down on the Underground Railroad?
Of course she was.
No, don't say they. Don't say they.
Of course she was. I mean, you can't tell me that women don't like dick. Look at what Coretta King or whatever her damn name is. She holding her husband's penis in the statue. Do I have to show you again?
I did not see that. Show me.
Oh my God. You didn't see the MLK statue?
No, I did
Oh,
not. I heard
God.
you saying it when I came in, but I didn't see it.
He was holding her big giant Johnson.
Did he have a big one?
I don't know, but you know she kept it close to her heart. She didn't remarry. Oh, here it goes. Yeah,
I gotta see this.
Hold on. Where's my?
Yo, y'all are out of control.
This conversation gonna get me fired.
Why would it
get you fired?
Yes, gonna get me fired.
Look at that shit. Look at that big Johnson right there.
That's not a
She
She's
holding
holding the big sausage.
She holding that motherfucker.
No, that is not a Johnson.
What is it?
I don't know.
No,
Exactly.
no. Show another angle of the tip. That's what she needs to say.
Hold on.
You're the worst, Black Thought.
What are y'all
MLK.
doing? I know she ain't holding a ding dong with 2 hands.
MLK had the mean curve.
Y'all terrible. I thought you were very serious. Illuminated, get your son. Get your nephew.
He had a swinger there, boy.
When they go that way, I just fall to the back. This, I expect more from the gentleman on the panel, but this is what
Why is that? Why do you expect us to be better than we are? We're happy being how we are.
There it is. There it goes. I'm gonna bring it up for you. Let me see if I can.
Here go King Chanel with his narrative of hating MLK. Here we go with the narrative makers.
Oh shit! Let me go back. There it is. Oh, yeah, that's the better one. Let me see if I can zoom in.
Nobody's
Listen.
saying it would be that big.
Listen, I told you that statue is exactly what the liberals is going to offer black people. Some hard cock, and you better say thank you and move on. That is exactly what the liberals going to offer a bunch of Negroes, and they keep accepting it. So, hey.
Whoever said this conversation gonna get you fired, it's gonna get you fired. Yeah.
Hey, at least the liberals in Canada, they offer us weed.
I'm sick of Gary. Get Gary the fuck up out of here.
But what is that really?
What is it supposed to be for real?
Exactly. That's what I'm
Look at that.
saying.
Look at that penis right there. Whew.
That is
She
not.
said,
That is not.
Yo,
a good
show the
sign.
angle. Listen, show the angle where it comes to the end right there.
For real, what? No, like I'm serious. What is it supposed to be?
hold on. I
Hands
got
holding what?
shit.
That looks weird. Look right there. Right there. What is that?
Oh my god!
Look at
It like this is what the liberals will do for you when it comes to anything black. That's why blacks need to disown them people.
That looks like
Them
a
people will
horse,
always
like a.
play you.
That's not even a human one.
Well, you know, that's what you white people like. That hard dick and bubblegum.
No, this is not what us white people like. This is disrespectful. They're doing this to things go backwards because white folks won't play with this. We'll say that's
Wasn't it
disrespectful.
actually supposed to be MLK and his wife hugging? It's their arms
Yes, that's what
embracing
it
each other.
was. Yes, that's what it was supposed to be. But
Honestly,
they
it would
got
have been so
mad
much
at-
better. It would
That
have been
was
so
a
much easier
horrible artist.
just to do a full size statue. It would have been so much easier to do a full body statue.
And done with it.
Y'all
Or
black folks
maybe
need to
even a
complain because
mural.
that looks stupid.
Well, look, but yo, even a mural.
Yeah. Or why
They
not
need to
even
do better.
why not even just do a bust?
Are you telling me you guys have a problem with modern art?
Yes.
That's not art. That's not accepted. That's a his
Yes. It looks like dog
That
shit.
that's
They need to do
liberal
better.
perversion on everything right there. That's liberal
Black-
perversion right there.
Hey,
You don't know how
Black
much it
Thought.
costs, right?
Hey, Black Thought, I agree with you 100%. You see what happens when it comes to legacy.
Yep,
They always talk about, hey, you know,
No, it was
we need to
10
honor
between
this.
10 and 15 million.
You know,
No,
we need
CT
to-
read the article the night it came out. They said 8 million.
What was the
Unless you got a
man
different
saying?
source.
And $2 million for maintenance. Don't forget.
Yeah. So unless you got a different source,
No,
or are you including
well,
the maintenance?
one said 15 and one said 10. So I don't
No,
know.
what I'm saying to Black Thought's comment, he's absolutely right. You know, you can be on their side, you can champion them, and then after you're dead and gone, you can't defend yourself. And this is what they give you: a freaking enlarged whatever that's supposed to be.
You can say it illuminated. It's
Nope.
a big dick.
or penis. You can use
Nope.
you can use the scientific word, which is
Oh yeah,
penis.
there's a scientific word, but I'm not even going to dignify with that because that's just they can't ever say anything about racism or degrading or anything of that sort. Here is the one day that we're supposed to all come together and love one another and all they go man whatever. Move on, moving right along, whatever.
In all
Let's go back.
seriousness, I think it's really disrespectful. Like, okay, you're gonna give us a statue for Martin Luther King, and you can't even tell what it is.
It was abstract. You're supposed to see the arms and think she was holding the penis. That's what it.
I think it's disrespectful.
George Floyd had a better bust than what he did.
For real.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's your
And there's
people,
some
man.
stories getting ready to come out about that. Let me shut up.
Did George Floyd do a bust or a full size statue, a full body
You
statue?
got a full size statue and a bust.
That and a bus.
You got
You
both?
got two.
Yeah.
You got both.
And murals, mural
Yep.
painting.
Yep.
Wait, what bus?
Oh my God! You didn't know he had a bust too?
He had a bus. Black Thought. You didn't know that, bro?
What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't know.
man.
he had a bust too.
They honored that black man there. He did a lot for our community.
Yeah, he's the new prototype of what black people are supposed to be. That's why the liberals are lifting him up.
Yeah, you
Because
got
he's the
that
new
right, brother.
prototype.
But I got
Him and all them liberals and Al Sharpton and Barack Obama and all them
Well,
buck dancing ass
Black
Negroes
Thought, you did not
that sit
mention-
right there.
You did not
And
mention the black hero. You did not mention him. That's their hero, bro. You can't do that. That's
Man.
defamatory.
All y'all didn't never see it. Here it comes, guys. I got it just for you guys, right?
That's their hero, Black Thought.
There's a
There you
bust
go.
right there.
There you
There's
go,
a
brother.
full life size right there.
Wow, he got a bust too.
Yep.
That's
Why
right
they
here.
make his lips so big?
Right here. Right here. Look at my.
Wow.
Oh, it's not brought forward.
Can I?
Oh, hold on.
Uncle Tom,
Because they were.
They some racist ass lips, ain't they?
Uncle Tom.
It's right there in front of you.
Listen, they got George Floyd statues in all 52 states.
52.
Because it's not the full. It's not his whole body. His whole body. No, we're not talking about no. Oh my God, woman! I didn't. With a T. With a T.
Oh, you getting in trouble?
Because she's not listening to my words.
That's
the
Miss
problem.
Tom for you. That's right, Miss
Mom's
Tom.
gonna put
Jesus
you in the
Christ.
corner.
Now here's a full life statue of the person.
Yo.
I'm sorry. Yeah, put your dude.
Tell me you don't look like one of them slaves from back in the day.
Sure do.
Oh my God.
Tony?
They got him there with no
Gary.
shirt on.
Gary, chill.
No, he has a.
No, for real. I've seen them pictures.
He has on a white tee. Tank top.
Uncle Tom.
Yes, sir.
Please read that super chat. I mean that
There's a super
comment. I'm sorry, that comment.
Speaking of George Floyd, he has porn moves too. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Okay, now we can either do this tonight or we can save this for conspiracy theory.
Yeah, we'll do it tonight. Yeah, do it for tonight. Yeah, do it for tonight. Y'all
Malcolm X said it best. When y'all find out the real truth that this man has hoodwinked y'all and bamboozled y'all, my goodness. Oh,
But he
boy.
didn't do it though. George Floyd didn't do nothing. All he did was die.
Well, what I'm saying is, Gary.
Did he die though?
Huh?
What?
Did George Floyd die? Is he
What the
dead?
fuck kind of question is that?
Wait, Alex. We
That's
might
a
have
good
to.
question.
Somewhere?
Alex, that is a very good question. Now, if you really want to get into the context of it, it's not so did he die, is when did he die? And we're right here in Texas, and there's some people that which I'm still trying to figure out why they haven't come forth yet, not unless they got bought and paid for, but there's more to this.
This is not conspiracy theory day.
Yes, sir, Uncle Tom. I digress. I'm sorry,
Hey,
Alex. We'll save this for conspiracy theory, and I'll bring the receipts. Okay.
That's on
Real
Tuesdays. Remember, folks.
Real quick, Tom. Have you designated a date for conspiracy theories?
Conspiracy Tuesdays.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Bro, I'm new to this channel. I legit don't know.
It's new to Uncle Tom too.
Like what?
Okay, cool.
Well, we'll do it Tuesday. We'll do it Tuesday. I don't give a damn.
All right,
That's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. Yes, it's tomorrow.
Be ready, Dad.
Sorry, Tom. I couldn't help myself.
How do you pronounce it? Is
he
that
does have.
Opan?
So it has to be.
Opana?
Not.
What?
When's his
Opana.
at 5? Okay, so yeah, we probably won't be able to do it tomorrow because tomorrow he has my son has a wrestling meet, so we don't know if it does. It's gonna be after 8 o'clock. So
Hey, Dad, you probably know about this. So while you're looking that up, can you find stuff about when Osama bin Laden actually died?
I can tell you that right off
I know
the
there's a lot
dome.
of things
You
from
know
that.
about that one, right? And what actually killed him?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's a strange when you're looking for the most wanted man in the Middle East and he's wandering around getting dialysis. You know.
yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. You know, most wanted man in the Middle East and we can't find him. Okay.
All right, well, we're moving on.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make a little, laugh of it all, but
Look at
like,
Bob. Look at
MLK.
He always got one of his
And
collar
then,
sides
how
popped up.
dare you? And then was she okay?
What did she say again, Rico?
How dare you? How why was she talking like that? Like, I'm not trying to be funny. Like, she could have a speech impediment or something, but like, why?
No, she's got Asperger. You see, here's the difference. Back in the day, even I got to give LMFT because he wasn't a retard. We didn't really let retards talk on and people listen to them.
Yes, Gary, that's what I'm saying. We can't say retard at
Was
all.
that because she came off as like
Damn, he
like
kicked you off for that?
celebrity or
Oh, okay, I'm
something.
about
Like,
to say.
What's the new term? Sorry, I don't know the 2023 term. What's the
No,
new
you're
term?
right. It's a scientific term. Retarded is a scientific term.
I know, but what do they call them now today? Blacks, help your
I
brother.
have no idea. I still call them retards.
Huh?
Special ed, I think, right? What they call them, special?
Mentally challenged people.
Mentally challenged? Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kay. I didn't know that they didn't use definitions for real words anymore.
a mental challenge is something completely different than being retarded.
Oh, this conversation went so bad.
King Shenard says Gary is almost 70 and talks like a teenager. Gary, go ahead, sir.
Okay, I'm sorry. We like to give the words what they mean. We don't really like retard. To me, I guess your new word is mentally challenged.
Yeah.
Sorry. We just like things simple and plain. What it is what it is. It's like a fat person is not
a model.
BBW. You're just fat.
Fat, sloppy, and nasty.
You know what I mean?
This is a hero. Come on, man.
But okay. I know a couple of you guys know. Do you all know who William Stills is?
Go ahead, Gary. You say it all the time, but go ahead.
No, I'm asking Gilded Quan. Have you ever heard of that man?
Nope. I heard of him.
Okay, do you think he should be a hero over Martin Luther King?
It's not about who's.
I just asked a question. It's not what it's about. I'm just asking you, yes or no.
I'm not answering that. It's not about who over who. It's about
everybody. He doesn't know who he is.
You shouldn't have to tear down.
Gary is awful aggressive. That's not the way you interrogate people, Gary.
MLK ain't shit.
Hold on. Pause for a second there, Uncle Tom. I didn't know when men raise their voice that mean aggression. I thought aggression was a punch in the face.
Nope. In today's politically correct climate, when you rise and inflect your voice, that is considered to be threatening.
Illuminated. Hold on. Illuminated. I have to disagree with you. In today's climate, threatening is disagreeing with someone.
There you go. My bad. Thank you, Black Thought. Thank you, sir.
Hey, thank you guys for getting me up to date.
It's not disagreeing. It's an act of violence if you disagree with someone.
Oh, well, damn. Wow.
Act of violence.
This thing is expanding.
Because when they say you're attacking them when you don't agree with it. It's attacking them.
But I was going to say, giving people parenting advice is also bashing them and attacking them.
Oh, wow.
You say you have a new baby. You probably shouldn't be going to
See,
the club. You're bashing.
Words are violence, and words are also white supremacy. So
yes, exactly.
No. I got it. Black Thought, I got it. Gary, what you was doing was what you did. Gary, what you did was you were racist. That was racist when you asked that question. That's it. There we go. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No. I'll correct. I'm not a racist. I'm just prejudiced.
Very, very prejudiced. Very.
I hate everybody equally, so I can't be a racist.
No, it's just the way you asked that question. It was racist. I'm telling you, math is racist. I read today, math is racist.
Science is racist.
Yeah,
doctors are racist. Telling a bitch she's fat's racist. And
being on time is racist.
Yes.
Wow, I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, being on time is racist.
They call it BBT. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be on press time, not on right time. We gotta be on a press time. That's what it is.
If you live in a locked building and you're coming out the door and somebody tries to come in and you tell them, I'd rather you use your own key card, that's racist as well.
Well, it's because you shouldn't be living in one of those buildings where you use a key card anyway, so that is racist.
Okay.
Yeah. I live in a gated community. Am I racist?
Yes.
Oh, you're a huge bigot, Gary.
Okay.
Why do you want to be inside something that's caged?
And you are a sellout.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'll sell out every day to live where I live.
That word.
Oh, hey. All right. I'm going to continue this.
Hey, Black Thought. How dare you leave your people?
How dare you?
That shit's hilarious.
I never ever said we never said that. That's you saying that, brother.
But yet Dr. Khalid
Asperger's.
Ooh, but you see that, and I'm telling you, that's the problem with black people in America, especially guys like you, bro. You took what Buddy was saying as a comparison. He's not saying that this woman is him. One. He's just talking about what they did that's similar.
I said multiple comparisons, and you said something I did not say. Why is that? You twist the words and put words in our mouths.
They shouldn't be spoken in the same. No.
Why is that? Why is that? Is MLK a deity, whatever you want to call that?
Dang, now we making up words, Gary.
Keep it real.
Joe Biden with the $5 super chat says MLK Jr. had white hoes. He had white hoes. Area codes.
All
Go
racist.
ahead. Go
Hey,
ahead.
there's nothing wrong with that.
It's disrespectful.
There's nothing wrong with it, nothing at all. But I got a question though. If MLK has a special holiday, why don't Dr. Khalid have a holiday as well?
Dr. Khalid Muhammad?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Because Dr. Khalid Muhammad is not a part of the white establishment.
What about Dr. Fauci?
Oh, Jesus.
Well,
Yeah, give him a
now,
holiday.
believe it or not, Dr. Khalid Muhammad was not a medical doctor. So
I know that black people are funny, you know what I mean? It's like chaotic. This is a bone I got to pick with you because you say Martin Luther King graduated from Morehouse with a PhD. What was his PhD in?
Sir, it doesn't matter. Hold on.
Civil rights studies.
Asperger's isn't considered mentally challenged. The founder of Facebook has Asperger's. Ooh, that's true.
Yo, look at Gilded in the background, everybody.
Now, Gary,
His
what
top
are
is
you
about to
asking, Gary?
pop.
What are you asking?
What is it? Basket weaving?
You gave him he's literate this and that. What was his PhD in?
Okay.
What science? What math? What technology?
You're asking me what his PhD was in, right? His PhD was in systematic theology. Now, hear me out. Just hear me out for a minute, sir. Hear me out. You don't have a PhD, Gary. Yes or no? I don't know. Yes or no? Do you have a PhD?
So he had to shame you? He had to shame
Do
you?
you have a master's degree?
No, I don't.
Do you have a baccalaureate degree, a bachelor's degree?
I got a high school diploma.
Okay, so there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is that you're trying to clown MLK. But MLK has something that 90-something% of the people in this country don't have, which is a PhD.
So he was a good Bible reader.
So it's not about reading the Bible. It's about research. It's about applying. I don't know if he applied his research, but it's about research. It's about intensive study. It's about writing papers. Sir, you can't knock this man's PhD. The man was highly educated. He was well read.
Patience.
Gary, that was funny. That was funny, Gary.
No, but like when you tell me a man's got a PhD in Bible study, I'm sorry, bruh. I'll give it over to the dude that got a PhD in mathematics, social sciences.
Of course, but see,
because that to me is intellectual. But reading the Bible and trying to confirm this story or that, even blacks is an educated man. What's your PhD in, blacks?
He doesn't have a PhD.
Quiet.
No, I just have a master's degree.
And what's that master's in?
Business.
Oh, okay. Do you think a master's in business is a PhD in Bible studies?
Gary, do me a favor. Read the super chat, please, Gary. Because now I see where Gilded Quad is coming from.
MLK Jr. had a basket weaving degree. Well, that's
King
disrespectful.
Shenard, try to comment
Because
without
basket
saying
weaving, you really don't have to do any reading. You did have to read, but it's still reading the Bible, man. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's more to it than that. I can tell you that right now.
What do you say?
It's more to it than that. When you get a
tell us what it is.
PhD,
Tell us what it is, Illuminated.
no, I'm just saying when you get a PhD, man, you got to do a lot. Like Gary did say, you do a lot of writing. That's a lot of research. I mean,
But it's still research about what?
Depends on what you want to get your PhD in. I'm serious.
You don't want to say Bible studies, Uncle Tommy. You don't want to say it.
No. I mean, there's different levels and different degrees in anything that you study, as far as medicine, psychology,
But he didn't go to medicine.
theology.
He went into theology.
Yeah, theology, right. So there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
But I'm going to say something to your brother, Eliminated.
Oh, God,
The
here we
highest
go.
you can reach from your theology PhD is a preacher.
Well, it depends now. You can go to certain universities. There's certain, jobs that you can get as far as in various universities. So this all depends on what field you want to be in. So
Okay. I agree with you with that.
Yep.
But with
That's-
that one, we're going to move on with his theological theology.
Oh, jeez.
Can Can we give
Go ahead.
King Shenard a challenge to not say tap dancers anymore?
Well, he won't do that.
I just want to see if he has anything else. in his
Alex, you're being unfair. If he doesn't
King
say that, you're
Shenard-
taking away half of his vocabulary.
King Shenard actually helped to mold that statue together of Martin Luther King holding up a dick. Or Coretta
that's why it
King
looks like
holding up
that.
a dick. So, that's why he looked. He was the model.
Well, who did that? Let me look that up.
I don't know.
I'm
Probably
talking
a
about
white
this.
dude.
It was a black dude. Don't blame the white dudes on this, brother. It was a black dude who was into this modern art.
I don't know, but this shit. Hey, he must have had a PhD in drawing. With that abstract
Or
art.
holding the schlong.
Holding the schlong. God damn it!
I gotta listen. I gotta say this real quick. Now, Diz wants to know, how can a man with a high school education determine what's considered intellectual? Now, what say you?
Because
Diz?
this man with a high school education was able to retire at 40.
Okay. I gotta admit, ain't no PhDs giving good old chaotic truth in these super chats. It's a high school man with a high school diploma. So Gary, you could be onto something here.
You see, us people that didn't really go to the high level education, we learned really at an early age. When you got money, you can do what you want. You can have all the papers and bachelors and PhDs and all this stuff here. If you ain't got no paper, you ain't worth nothing.
But Gary, hold on for a second. Now, Gary,
Mike from Boston giving goddamn Quan and goddamn business. It's like the seventh fucking state.
Don't worry, I get him, Uncle Tom.
He got his bachelor's degree in sociology at 19 years old. I don't know when he got his master's, but what I'm saying is that don't these things matter?
Not in the real world. In the real world, brother, it's dollars and cents. If you don't have any cents,
Hey,
you
pause,
don't
Tom.
make any dollars.
Bob,
And when you get to a certain amount of dollars, it doesn't matter if you have cents.
Bob, what did you get your bachelor's degree in?
Business.
And then,
go ahead.
The artist was Hank Willis Thomas.
Was it a black dude or a white dude?
Getting ready.
You're a black dude, right?
Black. Hank is a black name, so that's a
Hank.
That was a cartoon. That's why the dude looked black.
Wow. Let's see.
Did it say his ethnicity?
The artist Hank Willis Thomas. I'm clicking on his name now. Wikipedia should be coming up.
I don't even know which would be worse, a white dude doing that or a black dude.
Hank Willis Thomas works projects about
Any
let's
dude.
see.
Any dude. Oh, Sandra said he's black.
Yeah, he lives in Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me.
He's one of them artsy fartsy kind of guy.
Your people, Black Thoughts.
No. Guaranteed he's a gentrifier.
There he is.
That we can't see. Hold on, let me see if I can bring you closer. Let me see.
Here's the thing, though. Anybody named Hank Willis Thomas? Come on.
Oh yeah, that's you. He's probably like 5'3", and he has a doctoral.
Oh, jeez.
Jesus, I'm telling you, man.
If he's working with liberals, he's a lost cause. Get him up out of here. He ain't black.
He ain't black now. You taking his whole black card away?
Yeah, I get him up out of here.
Well, that's because he's from Brooklyn. You should get him up out of here.
He holds a
That's
BF. He holds a BFA from New York University, New York,
fuck is a
1998, and Master of Arts and an MFA from California College of Arts of San Francisco. He received
Fruity Land. So we know he's fruity because any man that make any sign of a man holding up a penis, since I can't say the real word, right?
A
It's fruity.
Masters of Arts, and that's how
Oh,
he
so-
represented Martin Luther King. Wow.
No, hold
So they
on,
went
hold
and
on.
hired a
Alex,
box check.
Hey, check this
What
out,
they-
Alex. Alex, it gets worse. He received an honorary doctorate from
Oh,
Maryland Institute of Art at Baltimore, Maryland, and an Institute for Doctoral Studies in Visual Arts from Portland, Maine in 2017.
Give me a boy.
Wow.
So we got
He's
a
highly
fake doctorate.
educated.
And you know,
That's
and
his
guess what?
representation of Martin Luther King. Wow.
And guess what? Portland is where they started all this wokeness. Portland was where, if you look back, they were doing running all the drills in Portland for all of this wokeness.
Say that word again. Say that word again.
What, the drills?
There you go, right there. I'm so happy. You are so woke.
That's where they were running all. That's where they were running all the drills in Portland.
Exactly.
What's up, Check Cash? And look at where he got his degree from. He's a box check guy. They gave him. Listen, he's a box check. He's pushing their narrative. That's why he's there.
Yep. They always get what did we used to say back in the day, Gary? They always get a token.
Fact.
They always get a token, and then they say, "Wait a minute, you can't say we did anything because it was your people that did it." And then what can you say? Why do you think they gave us Obama?
God dang it! See, now we got to move on. Can't have
Say
no
it again.
Obama slander over here.
Can you hold that thought real quick?
All right.
This nigga retired.
Oh my God.
You're intellectual. Anyone can pick.
Hey, let me make you know something. If I could pick cotton and get to where I am right now, I would did it.
I do it.
I'm 57 years old now, folks. I ain't worked for nobody for 17 years.
There's another big contributor to the channel, and Joe Biden's who's been contributing not only
Be
this
honest with you,
episode, but
listen,
many other ones.
I like that
high
part.
school diploma.
I ain't working for nobody.
Supporter. Got my own
That's
business.
my next move. Is.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Ain't nothing like it. You see,
Hey Gary,
most of
shout
the
out to the
people with
retirees.
and this is what I
Good feeling, isn't it?
Change the world. Yeah.
But what I found that most of the people, because I have lots of friends that went to college and university and stuff, most of them don't do what they get their degree in. So to me now, if you're gonna go waste your money and 4 years to get a piece of paper that you're not gonna do nothing with it, that's not too smart.
Oh
my God.
I'm not American. I don't do welfare.
Go ahead, guys.
And stop making comments. Start donating some money.
The only degree you need over here is law. Really. Like, in university, your degree doesn't secure you a job at all. Like I know friends who've done degrees and they can't get a job in their field.
Yep.
Even though they have the qualifications, but they can't get in. So like they end up like there's people getting mad degrees and just going to like supermarkets or fast food. It doesn't guarantee you anything, but a law degree, that's the one. I know two people who've gone to Oxford for a law degree, but they get indoctrinated. They get taught what to think and how to act. So it's
not really that. I'll tell you something, little brother. It's not really that. It's like when you get into the law, you're into a different kind of fraternity. You got to move within the program. Well, you got to figure out so far. Everything is a different game. Whatever game you get into, you play that by the rules. If you play well, you win. You play lousy, you end up broke.
You still look like you want to sip wine.
It doesn't matter what
Gary,
field it is.
Damn it. But Gary, Greg McNeely, and salute to you, Greg McNeely, is right. He said a PhD in divinity, a BS or a bachelor's of science degree in sociology, studied also medicine and law. Get the facts straight, bruh.
Theology, I'm saying that correctly too.
I studied medicine and law, and I don't have a degree in it. That doesn't mean anything. That's a platitude. That is a straw man.
Is my first day certificate worth medical?
I don't understand. Where do these people? What does that mean?
I know CPR.
You can't. I mean, you could do what you want to do, but to sit up here and listen to Gary just downplay Martin Luther King's educational background, it's now that to me is absurd. I mean,
it's just funny, man.
Okay, I'm not really downplaying it, CT.
I'm asking you, what do you think MLK was doing at Morehouse at Boston College? What do you think he was doing? Chilling. What do you think?
Do you want the truth or do you want the?
It gets good here, boy.
Go ahead, sir.
Which one do you want? I want you to tell me.
I want the truth, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. Most of my college buddies did the same thing that MLK did. You go to college, you get away for your first 4 years, and guess what you do? You hunt.
What does that mean?
We are men. They are females. We hunt. And do you know why you hunt at that time? Because that's your hunting grounds, brothers. Most guys, that's why most people get degrees in things they don't do. They end up doing it because they spent more time drinking and partying and doing things that you couldn't do when you were at home, when you're in
That's true.
college.
That's
I've
true.
probably been to more college parties than a lot of people that went to college. Because that's what they did. The majority.
That's a fact.
Joe Biden said, "CT, can you have Quan say we did it, Joe?" I don't even know what that is.
Hey, Quan, don't look so serious, man. We all family here, brother. We just laugh, man. Life is too short to take too serious.
Okay.
I'm still stuck on Greta.
Y'all had, like at first, y'all had an argument. Y'all weren't being this, but now, come on, bro. Come on now. It's education. We really talking about his education?
Bro.
Like, okay,
Did the sticks and stones era really end?
His
Did
education.
it really end?
Barry, I'm not
What did
I'm
he
not
do?
an educator of any sort. Thank God. I don't purport to be that at all, Mary.
Damn it, why we gotta
I
do that to
educate my own
Quan, man?
children, though.
Leave Quan alone, man.
Which is the most important educator.
And I'd argue they're pretty smart, but that's just my opinion, and opinions are like behind holes. Everybody got it.
Now, wait a minute. Hold on a second, Bob. You're still there, right, Bob? Now, you gotta admit, Gary's a little bit out of line. Oh, Joe Biden's. Come on, man. You gonna make me say this? Joe Biden's with the $2 super chat. Is Quan about to take his ball and go?
You can laugh. I love that, Quan.
Now, Bob. Now, don't you think Gary's a little bit out of
See, I got him to laugh.
the politics?
Y'all being disrespectful, man.
Whatever, but now he's trying to downplay his educational achievements. Getting a PhD, sir, is not a walk in the park. Wouldn't you agree with that, Bob?
I would agree. Yes.
Man, they hand them shits out. Even fucking Joe Biden's wife got an honorary goddamn doctorate. Get the fuck out of here. They hand them out like candy.
Martin King also went to Morehouse. You didn't go to Morehouse, Gary. Respectfully.
No, because if I was going to go to a college in America, what you guys would call the PWIs, I'd be at one of them. I'm not going to know. I told you, I didn't even know what an HB, whatever you guys call it. I didn't even know what that. I thought those were like, poor people go to these places here. I didn't know it wasn't a regular.
Wow. What are you talking about?
No. If I was going to college in America, it would have to be. If up north, I'd probably go to Michigan or Ohio State, and if it's down south, either UCLA or USC.
Yeah, but to be
Black
honest,
people couldn't go to those universities during this time.
That's when he started lying again.
I got a friend named Orento James. He went to USC.
Yeah, there were a lot of blacks at Ohio State. Yeah.
What are you talking about, brother?
So you want to? So can we compare the amount of blacks that was in those universities in 1960 to now?
What are you talking about?
What is it, bro? Okay, hold on. Let me just.
Medgar Evers got killed going to what was it?
Hold on.
His boy about to start cussing y'all the hell out.
Black people were at Ohio State. Actually, the first black at Ohio State was Fred Patterson. That was in the late 1800s.
Good job, son. I'm proud of you there.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is,
over time he was stressing me out.
I was digging up your university there, Uncle Tom.
I hear you.
Never mind.
I hate Ohio State. Just to let you know, I really did.
Yeah, we do have it.
They had great parties there, though.
Gary.
At the end of the day, Gary,
Like I told my mom, I was like, man, the whole time my first year there, I was pretty much drunk the entire fucking time. Literally, was drunk almost every day. Literally. So I don't know. That's what college is about, is drinking. That's why I said most people ain't ready for it.
Morehouse, and you're on mute, Gary. Morehouse is a better college than Ohio State.
You're insane.
How would? In what way? Please give me. Tell me all these great educational people that are the doctors, the scientists, the lawyers, from Morehouse, and maybe you can give me 10 names.
Morehouse is a private institution, right? Morehouse, though it has a smaller student body, I can almost assure you, percentage-wise, has produced more doctors, lawyers, etc. Now, I could be wrong, but percentage-wise, you have more successful people coming out of Morehouse than you do Ohio State. Ohio State is just a party college. It's, to be honest with you, it's a party college.
It is a party college. He's right on that.
Well, brother,
Go ahead, sir.
if you're going to compare Morehouse to Ohio State for the facility, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay. Just looking at the facilities, the alumni, and the amount of money that they can pump into Ohio State compared to a Morehouse.
I agree. Bob, you went to Morehouse. Could you explain why Morehouse is better, sir? Because it's not for me to do it. I mean, go ahead, Bob.
I think you guys are making two separate points. I think in an absolute sense, Ohio State is probably the better college.
Ejected.
Just across the board, just the resources and the alumni to do a lot more. I think in a relative sense, Morehouse is a better college for blacks, particularly black men, because for 4 years you're surrounded by people who are all headed in the same direction and have a shared idea of things could work and things should work. And I would say that the networking that you make in Morehouse is unbelievable. Now, I'll never forget what one guy said. He said, if you graduate from Morehouse, eventually you're going to run into another Morehouse guy as you matriculate. I said, that's BS because I'm in aviation. There are 7 Morehouse pilots at the company I am. That's just incredible. And there's only 100 black pilots where I am. To Gary's point, right quick, can you guys hear me?
Yep, a little bit. You're going like in and out a little bit.
I'm sorry. To Gary's point, I think that college was a lot bigger back in the day than it is now. So Gary, if you didn't go to college, you kind of winged it. At least in America, college was a lot bigger than it is now back in the day. But one of the things you do learn in college is most of your learning is outside the classroom. It's not inside the classroom. In a very controlled environment like college, you do learn a lot of things you just wouldn't learn if you didn't have that experience.
Well, most of my friends that went to college, they said the most important thing they learned was contacts.
Yes.
That's it. Said all the courses, all the docs that they got, the links that they made, that's what helped them in life.
Yep.
It wasn't the paper. It wasn't the prestige of saying I got a degree from this college, UFT or whatever. It was, I met Mr. Brown who knows Jimmy over there, who owns this company over here, and I got a job.
Sure.
Because at a very young age, I learned it's not who you know, it's who knows you. And certain people can just, hey, hello. You're working at a job, you're making $30,000 a year. You run into Billy, who you knew his dad, he owns $1 million corporation. Now you're working for $100,000 a year. And you only got a high school diploma. And then you're watching guys come in with their college degrees that are making scale $15 to $20 an hour. What most people
Are you smarter than Martha King, Gary? Let's cut the BS. Are you smarter than Martha King?
Of course, I'm alive.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? And this one touched Gildan Quan really bad.
It was so mad.
With my girl.
One of the greatest presidents we've ever known didn't have a high school diploma.
What president is that?
Lincoln.
Thank you very much.
Really? I didn't know that.
Wasn't he the guy that ended
was
slavery?
And then he was self-taught, and then after that,
Couldn't
he
help
was
it, Tom.
mentored, or what's the term I'm looking for? He took an apprenticeship. To
Jonesing
become
for
a
you.
lawyer.
It is the
Nine
number
US
one.
presidents never attended college.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man, guys.
Interesting. I didn't know that. Martin Van Buren. I think he was the midget, right? Zachary Taylor, Millard Fillmore, Abraham Lincoln, Andrew Johnson, Grover Cleveland, and Harry Truman. Guys, I did not know that. Wow.
And the point is
and you're educated. How could you not know that?
Institution does not equate.
Gary, get out of here.
Institution does not equate education. Education is you gleaning information, learning from said information, and not repeating whatever poor decisions you made after gleaning information, applying that information. It's applied information. You know, we just have a really distorted and warped sense of what education is, and we've made it synonymous with institutions, and that's a lie from the pit. Martin Luther King, he did what he did, man. 15, graduated. That is an amazing accomplishment. You know, I'm never going to take that away from him. Just like I don't take away the fact that Shabako Drama graduated from Harvard and became president of the United States. But I sure as hell disagree with a lot of what Obama did. And if I can agree with, and if I disagree with a former sitting president, then I definitely have the latitude to disagree with an assassinated civil rights leader.
Quan, go ahead, sir.
Bob with the $2 said, Gary, you hurt Gilda's feelings, man. Why was you fucking with Gilda so hard though? For real. I don't understand. The man obviously looked like a sad puppy. If it wasn't a sad puppy, he was a mean mugging motherfucker after a while. But at the beginning. Because y'all was being disrespectful to his main man, his deity. He's one black deity. You know what I'm saying? I have a question for Illuminate. Illuminate, did you grow up did your mom and dad have a picture of MLK in their house?
No, we didn't have no pictures in our house, bro.
Oh, okay.
Papa didn't play that. Papa did not play that.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Because you know how people usually have a picture of Jesus, white Jesus.
Yeah.
Not the black.
Yeah. None of that. None of that.
No.
No MLK.
Did you have
no JFK.
Did you have an off limits room?
Well,
the living room.
No, because the way our house was set up, we had a store downstairs and we lived above it. So all our living quarters was upstairs, but off limits was Papa and Mama's bedroom.
Okay, that's how it was with mine. We at one point in time we had one of those rooms that no one can sit in. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You mean with the plastic on the furniture?
Yeah,
exactly.
You know that shit's dangerous, eh? If you fall asleep, you could die.
Yeah, listen, that only lasted for a long time till we became teenagers. That was the end of that rap, end of that season.
Anyone remember the plastic furniture in the summer? Oh, your ass was done for.
That's why I said you could die if you fall asleep on that shit.
You hot sticking to that shit.
I'll tell you that.
Gary, how can you fall asleep when you were not allowed to go in that room?
Just because we weren't allowed didn't mean that we didn't do it. Let's get real. I mean, and Ma and Pa wasn't home. We sitting in there just because they're not there.
Yeah, and they didn't have cameras in the house like we do now, so you know.
Yeah, stupid.
Well, I mean, I got cameras, so yeah. All right, let's continue this.
It's all disrespectful.
We transition from plastic furniture to this.
Swedish government.
Listen to people tell me that this man is comparable to a little girl with Asperger's.
Yes, sir.
Y'all done compare MLK to somebody with a high school diploma. Y'all done told me that he's not smart because he died. And y'all find none of this. I'm a stop person. And y'all don't find none of this disrespect.
No.
You said he was dumb for dying.
And I never said he was dumb for dying. He asked me if I was.
Guys, let Gilda Quan go, please. Gilda Quan.
Y'all find none of this disrespectful on the day we supposed to celebrate his life and accomplishments, and y'all find none of this disrespectful.
No.
Rock out.
Go ahead, Quan. You got the floor.
No, I mean, I just said my piece. At the end of the day, I feel it's disrespectful. Some of the things that were said. There are some points that you can critique, but when we start talking about comparing this man to a little girl with Asperger's that no one knows outside of in America.
To be fair, though, I think what Cal was saying, Cal, please interject if you can. I think Cal was saying is that
oh Jesus,
the comparison was And to a degree, I agree with Kyle on this one. There is a cult-like following to the point where you are not able to critique the leader of a certain movement. And I feel like that's what happened with Greta Thunberg. I don't think that he was comparing their education. Certainly not. I don't think they were comparing intellectualism. Certainly not. She's a 16-year-old little girl. I think what he was comparing.
She's grown now.
This little girl can pretty much say anything because she has this cult-like following or cult that was created by the media. We got to admit, a lot of MLK was created by media. And I feel like that's what Kyle was talking about. Now, Kyle, I could be wrong, but that's what you were.
Yeah. Can I say?
Go ahead.
They're similar in the sense they're figureheads with cult-like followings, like you said. They can rally massive crowds. They can get people to fight for their cause, even though some of them don't even know what they're fighting about. Like, I'm sorry. Like with Greta, that's a fact. Because when she came to my city, there were people going there just for a day off school. Like, oh, this is fun, waving these picards. They don't even know what they're waving. And then you get these little organizations like, Say No to Racism, which is, it sounds good, but some of the stuff they do isn't. The Black Lives Matter UK, Just Stop Oil, that's a new one. They like super glue themselves to like art paintings, throw soup on it, line traffic, the lot. But they're similar in the sense that they're figureheads, cult-like followings, like Black said, propped up by people in power. MLK was assassinated. So what I was saying is he tried to change his mind, go his own way, and then got killed. Greta hasn't done that. But we all saw what happened with Andrew Tate. The second he insults Greta, she gets all these massive like views, half of them bots. He upsets Greta, the figurehead for the UN, WHO, WEF, COP26, the lot. He upsets her and the people who propped her up, which was originally Swedish government and some other like global officials. They could destroy you like that. And this is what people are supporting. But I would say this, MLK is way better, more influential, more of a powerful person than Greta will ever be. But I'm saying it in the sense that like you don't like the fact anyone says anything about MLK that isn't like so positive.
I'm not saying you can't critique MLK, but I feel like all critiques of MLK need to have some type of context. Like, I don't think you can account for a lot of the things that y'all are putting on this man's plate. He couldn't account for the fact that as soon as what he did in terms of legislation and in terms of integration, that a mass amount of Black people would decide to do the things that they did. That's not on MLK. I feel like a lot of people are getting on panels and putting all of Black people's plight on Martin Luther King. And it's like, no, these people made their own decisions. And true. Martin Luther King did what he could during the given time and the given circle.
I'm gonna stop it right there. They drag on. They drag on about this. So I'm gonna read this quote. This comment. A bunch of ain't shit niggas that ain't done shit for nobody. Talking about a dude that sacrificed his life for people he didn't know. Y'all a bunch of goofies. Here's the problem with that, right? Who told him to put his life on the line? No one? No, I didn't. No, not so. Problem. He decided to do that shit on his own. No one propped him up and said, hey, you got to put your life on the line. Especially did turncoat afterward.
Yeah, but did he really put his life on the line for people?
Propped up by the CIA and the United States government.
I know, like I love these guys that listen to the story after story about what Martin Luther King did. Most people didn't know that he was just one faction. There was like 4 or 5 different factions of Black folks back in the 60s. It's just he could deal with the white folks, so they let him go.
They still needed white folks. So those same white folks put their life on the line too. That was marching with him. Did y'all not see those white folks there? Or that was just him now? There's a lot
no, it's just Martin by himself, brother.
Fuck out of here, man. Yeah, he has his day. Okay, good. I'm glad I give him a day off. But I was gonna go to work today. I was to be honest with you. I don't take
Is it a paid holiday there?
It is.
Oh, okay. Then it's a good day then.
But no one's knocking for what he did. I'm just saying he's not a damn deity. That's what most of these people keep failing to realize. Well, he is what he is. He's a black figurehead. I don't know how much weight that holds, but okay.
There's always a nigga named Raheem that got something to say.
He's a good dude too.
And we know his mama didn't name him Raheem Ali.
Yeah, they did. They did.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't. I'm telling you, in the 80s, all these black folks started to get Arab names. They tried to follow Ali.
He is Muslim though. He is Muslim.
And he's gonna call somebody a niggas?
Yeah, that's what these niggas do. Nah, but I mean, MLK did what he did, just like Malcolm X. He was a figurehead, just like when what that boy name is, who about 86 years old right now, Louis Farrakhan. When he died, he gonna be the same thing, but the same people ain't following him. You know what I'm saying? You can put all these people in front of someone and think that they're a deity until they died, and his name is not gonna hold the same weight it did when he was alive, because his name doesn't really mean the same thing now.
Well, that's because of the miseducation and the erasing of history. They only used MLK as a prop to get their agenda across. That's it. They're not.
I tell you again, and people hate to hear. I guess people hate to hear it when I say it, that you don't have a history. You don't literally have a history. Your history is told by the people that conquered you. So.
Well, that's what I keep saying, Tom. I mean, if you don't know your history, and they say if you don't know your history, the danger about it is, you're bound to repeat it. How can we as a people repeat something that we never was a part of or never have no knowledge of? You see? So what you're saying is in the same context. I just say it in a different way. Yeah. All I'm saying is we're literally looking at the burning of books right before our very eyes, scrubbing the internet, cancel culture, politically correct language. And then when I got on these on the internet and start hearing these things about my truth, I'm like, what the hell is that? What is my truth? That's when you knew it was over.
Well, it's been over for a long time. It's been over since we came to this goddamn country, if you really want to get to it, because you don't have a history. No matter what part of it is, your history is American history. That's what your history is. Literally. Well,
there's another group of people that really doesn't have a actual factual history too, and we're definitely going to get off into that real soon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had to think about this.
Yeah.
I'll be a little slow sometimes, but it's all right.
Yeah.
And who is a coward? I'm just telling you, don't have to agree with me. Listen, a lot of people don't agree with what I say. That's why I said I've been called Uncle Todd majority of my life, but I don't care. Doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm not gonna go to my cry closet. Not today, maybe tomorrow. I'll think about it, but I mean, I'm allowed to critique anyone and not like anyone that I want to. Just to let you know.
Those cases that was presented to him. What happened afterwards was black people making their own decisions.
Like of BLM and the riots.
To go do these things. We got to take accountability. We can't just get on panels and blame MLK for whatever black people are going through in 2023.
Who blames them?
No, he's dead. He's dead. What's he doing this year? He's doing nothing. He's dead. Like you keep it back to 1960.
Okay. Real quick before we, because it's getting too late. Can you run the super chat real quick?
MLK Jr. was not marching at 40. He died at 39.
This is so fucked up. What Gary say?
So that means he didn't even get the chance to retire. I couldn't help it, man. You got to lighten the mood, man. Don't take everything so serious.
Oh my God!
And nobody's blaming him for. Nobody's blaming him.
That was the end of the conversation.
You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't that bad, LA.
Yeah, you were. That was fucked up.
I'm just saying, when you make statements like, "Oh, integration," which what MLK promoted,
he said the integration that he was a proponent of.
Y'all are tying all of the issues of integration.
How many black churches had that in their church?
It's about culture, not race.
I'm saying my thing is this: when you tie.
Hold on for a second. Get a quiet. Guys, put a 1 in the chat if you ever had a Martin Luther King fan in church when you were a kid growing up. I probably even got beat with one as a kid. But it's true though. Yeah, Dr. Martin King fan. Go ahead.
Oh my God.
When you tie integration exclusively to Martin Luther King Jr., essentially what you're saying is what he fought for and what happened afterwards, which was the results of integration, falls under just MLK exclusively. And I'm saying no.
Man, you're moving
aren't just exclusively because of what MLK did. There were a lot of
you're moving the goalposts so far south now that you've caused climate change single-handedly. This you're again, maybe I need to explain that a little better, but the point that I'm making is that no one said any of this. All we said was that we disagreed. That's it. And we can tie Martin Luther King Jr. to integration because he was a large proponent of it.
Okay, but
now no one is saying that it is his fault for what happened subsequently. We didn't say that at all. Okay. And we put the blame where blame is due when it comes to that. If you've ever seen one of these panels, ever, okay? But to tell me that I can't critique a man who is a man and not a deity, I keep saying that, and for some of his positions, you are sorely mistaken. I can.
I'm saying add the context.
We have added context.
Guys, I do have to end it. Unfortunately, this has been a great live stream. I ended at 5. I do have to ask Good Aquan a question. Good Aquan, I am willing to do this for you. Would you be willing to have an episode where we critique a white historical figure? Because I'm all for it. I give everybody smoke. Who do you want to critique? George Washington?
I don't particularly care to critique a white like I can critique Martin Luther King if I want to. All I'm saying is within a given circumstance, I think there needs to be a level of grace.
You're right, Check. You're right, David. He do know what he's doing.
He's making decisions
white people
at that level.
Do you think that whites critique their historical figures?
I think so, but they also give a certain nuance to their discussions that I don't think we give at all to our own. We don't give our own any type
what discussion you've been listening to?
And if this is how we treat the best of us, CT, then we don't deserve a whole lot. If we treat the best of us like this on a grand scale, what do we really deserve?
But see,
if MLK can't get grace from his own people, who can?
But the thing is that I don't think anybody here was really downplaying MLK per se. I think that there's been some sort of loss. The message has been lost here. I do believe that MLK. By the way, he's my fraternity brother, and I admire MLK. I think he's a great man.
All right. We're gonna pause it right there. We're gonna put a pin in it right there. But let's just go back to everything he said. It doesn't really matter because simple fact is anyone is eligible for critique in this world, and everyone should be able to be critiqued. Hell, I get critiqued all the damn time. But the fact of it, the fact of him saying that, from what I watched, no one sat there and said anything bad about MLK. I don't know where he was, but I have a suspicion of where he got it from, because over on a different panel they were talking, saying other things about MLK. They weren't saying bad things. They were just saying that we did this and we did that and they did blah 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 blah. And I think it spilled over from there. That's right. I was telling Black Thoughts and Black Shooter Five the same thing. I think it spilled over from Fight Club last night because they had a show over MLK. Last night. Did you watch Illuminated?
No, I watched you guys just yell for about 3 hours.
I didn't yell. I didn't get on the panel last night.
No, you did. Yeah, you did. Not on that one, but the other panel you was on. I watched you. You
Oh,
and
that was the
Angry
other night.
Man.
That was the night before. Yeah. I did.
No, I didn't watch anything the other night, man. I just sitting here reading and catching up on my studies, man. Because some of this stuff, man, is just exhausting when you watch these people.
Yeah, Alexandria. No, I think it's. Was he on there last night? There was a lot of hating white people last night. It really was. And I was just like, I'm going to sleep. It was a lot. But guess what? When I went to sleep, I listened to it while I was going to sleep.
I think you're addicted, man. I think Aaron O got you. What is he giving you, man? You are addicted.
I'm gonna blame my wife on this. My wife literally watches a show at nighttime. No matter if it's my show, someone else's show, a Fight Club or something. We're watching something before we go to sleep. And I sleep with the TV off, but she likes it on, so I fall asleep with it on all the time. So it's someone's show, and on the weekends, it's Fight Club because it's on all night. So. But
What
to
you
go
don't
back
do
to the day
Netflix
before.
and chill? You don't.
What's that?
You don't do Netflix. You don't do Netflix and chill.
Oh no, I don't do Netflix.
You be on YouTube.
I'm on YouTube and chill. That's what I'm on. YouTube and chill. No, I think the night before when you watched me yelling at people, he needed to be yelled at. Flat out. You can't tell me he didn't. Because the shit that he was saying, I'm just like, dude, first off, you playing. Well, I ain't gonna get it.
You got to be talking about the hood dude, aren't you?
Well,
JP or J something?
Little podcast?
No. What's his name? The
J.R.
dude the hood dude. Yeah, I mean the one that went to jail all them times and thinks that he's.
You talking about Jay Prince?
Oh, okay, yeah, that's his name.
No, I'm not talking about Jay Prince. No. Jay
You
Prince,
got into it with a little podcast?
Who? Me? No, I don't get into it with podcast. Podcast gonna be podcast.
He's funny as hell, man. He's funny.
Podcast gonna be podcast. But no, this one was Jay Armada. He was over at Fight Club the other day, blaming everything on COVID and all this extra shit. Why he's not working? He's been out of work for 3 months because he, whatever about COVID. And I was just like, bro, come on now. It was a shit show. It was a shit show. And then he said he hated his parents and he liked his parents. He wanted to get away from his parents, but he lived with his parents. I was just like, bro, make up your mind.
That's the truck driver.
Yeah. It was a panel full of truck.
Yeah, I remember that one. But I think I might have got off when you got on because he kept on. Because they asked him what kind of truck he drive, and he kept on like going around the topic. I just got on.
Bush. Yeah, it was a long one. It was a long one, and I was just like, dude, stop it. And I mean, at the end of the day, I still I gave him a link to where he'll get paid for taking care of his parents here in Florida. So he's living in Florida.
I remember that. I just only thing after y'all got off, I just sat there and listened to a couple more hours of it. And the only advice I gave him was, and I still stand on this, is when he talked about self deletion twice, and that's the thing that I caught. Yeah. He tried self deletion twice, and the advice I gave him is, look, bro, if you're gonna, you got to get some help for that, and you can't be trying to take care of your parents and you going through those type of issues. You got to take care of yourself, and I stand 100 on that. And then after that, the advice that you gave him, I said, look, you can't take care of. You got to be respectful to your parents. Mm-hmm. You can't, no matter what. Your parents are your parents. You only have one set, no matter what they do. Most people don't. Most people don't agree with that aspect when it comes to like me and you. When we say, "Hey, be respectful to your parents," and everybody look at us like we're crazy. Well, what if they did this and what if they did that? But it's just different. I just came from a generation. No matter what, you honor them as much as possible, even though they've done some bad things or whatever, and then here we are, we're parents. So now we're looking.
Like I tell my dad all the time, like, look, bro, I might not agree with what you are because like I said, my dad's a flaming Democrat and I'm a conservative.
Right.
I will never take away from what he did teach me. The man was a hustler as far as he never was out without a job. The man worked and is still working to this day, and he's going into his 70s.
Yep.
So
that's that generation. They work until they drop.
I can't help him. The man's a worker. You know what I'm saying? But as far as Jeremiah, I didn't even hear the whole. Cause see, I have different opinions on that. So, you know, me being in mental health tech and LPN at the same time. I'm just like this dude. You need.
I just think today's people are soft. They
are.
didn't kill you, didn't they? Did they?
They are.
They beat your ass a few times. Maybe if you screwed up, you mean, like, come on.
But Gary, he wasn't even mad about his parents beating his ass. He just did to get on his nerves.
See, they didn't beat his ass enough.
Why your ass there? Ain't no. He's like, I can't afford it. I'm not working. Okay, why aren't you working? You in a truck by yourself.
Look at Raheem Ali. I can't take him.
I think Jeremiah may be a little. He might be. I don't know. But if you say you got COVID and you smoking cigarettes, you ain't got motherfucking COVID.
Well, COVID is the flu, just a new name.
Well,
because I want everybody to realize that we had COVID back in the 70s. And we used to have a spray called Lysol. I used to say, good for COVID. If you go look at the old Lysol cans, they just added a dash of 19 to it. And then it became a pandemic.
Yeah.
So what do y'all got going on up there? I heard y'all getting ready to pass some crazy laws up there, Gary.
Well, you see, I'll be honest with you, they're illuminated. Whatever laws they passed, I don't really pay attention because from they legalize weed, I don't care about the rest of it.
Wow.
Smoking
like a true Canadian.
I'm a Jamaican, I'm just transplanted.
No, you're not. You're a Canadian, bro. You've been there since you're 11, so you've been there.
I was 8. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. I gave you a couple of years.
I know, but I don't want you to lie on yourself.
That's how I know you're a goddamn Canadian right now.
Hey, Tom, you try to give him 3 years for transitioning.
You know what I'm saying?
He's BSing.
But like I said, the whole thing with Jeremiah, it was just like, I'm just like, dude, sometimes you gotta grab your nuts, bro. Let them just go. Because Jesus Christ, something's wrong with you. Ain't no way. Listen, I don't like being without money. And he said, if you paying all their bills, then how? I mean, you must make some great financial moves. But I don't know your thing, but you saying this and that and other thing. Just go ahead and get your ass back to work. He said he's gonna do it next week, and I'm like, all right, we'll see next week. That's what he said. All right, cool. Who are we to hold him accountable? We're not. We're just black people.
Who's Ali talking about, man?
Damn, Raheem is vicious.
Oh my goodness.
Who's Ali talking about? Is he talking about you, Gary?
Tired about to die. You soft.
Well, would you put it up because I don't really have the chat because I'm here on StreamYard,
okay.
so I don't know what they're talking
Can I
about.
read it? Can I say what he said?
Yeah, here's this one.
Because I'll read it. I'll say all the
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, that was Gary. You saw that? You tired? They ain't doing shit. LOL.
Well, I'm sorry, Raheem. Maybe I'm soft, but my girl likes me. And I don't got to work for nobody. Look at you. At least you could donate some money to be talking so much.
Well, you know. As long as Gary has his weed, he is happy with life.
Damn right. Like I told you, I need the 3 C's. Cook, clean, coitus. And I always, man, I'm good there.
So we're going to have our conversation about your things tomorrow, Alex. I know you put in the chat the other day.
Is it conspiracy? Oh, or the one that okay. That's tomorrow.
No.
And then what day is conspiracy day?
Well, because I don't know what time I'm gonna get back tomorrow with his he has his thing, so probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'll try to get on tomorrow, but tomorrow will probably be a short one. And then Wednesday, since I don't think he doesn't have meets on Wednesday, I'll probably do a longer version. We can do conspiracy on Wednesday.
Conspiracy on Wednesday, and tomorrow my topic.
Sure.
What's your topic, Alex?
Well, I can't say it. It's gonna ruin the show.
Yeah, what she said.
Okay.
What's up, Sandra? How you?
Put it in the back chat. Put it in the back chat. Put it in the back chat, daughter.
How you doing, Miss Sandra?
Okay, how are you all?
Oh, I'm good. We're good.
Fantastic.
I mean, I want to come in. What's that dude's name? Raheem.
Raheem.
Raheem. he's wrong about black folks not having anything back in those days because I come from those days. My
Oh no,
mother,
you're talking about Gilded. That was Gilded Quan.
well, yeah, my mother, she owned a house. It wasn't much. She owned land. I mean, when I went to school, my mom told me that when I was going to the 8th grade, I believe, my mom said, well, you going to school with white people. And we going to school with white people? You know, I couldn't wait to see, you know, I heard all these things about white people. Only difference between them and us, they had better clothes than us. And when I was looking at my grades from my 12th year of high school, it had Negro on it. And I called my friend of 30 years. I said, they call us Negroes? We didn't think nothing of that.
You know, you was Negroes.
Sandra, where did you go to high school?
Mills.
No, I'm talking about what year?
What up, Cuzzo? I just seen
72, 73.
Oh, okay. Early 70s.
But, you know, back in those days, you know, we went to, you know, when I was about the 8th grade, I believe, I don't remember. And, you know, white people didn't bother us and we didn't bother them. It wasn't no big deal. And it wasn't much, you know, about Martin Luther King during those days. I mean, James Brown came out with a song, Say It Loud, I'm black and proud. You know?
Don't you do it. Don't you do it, Uncle Tom. Don't you do it. Don't you dare. Keep going, Miss Sandra. Go ahead.
Well, you know, we didn't think nothing of, you know, white people. You know, as I sit here and listen to you all correct. You know, when black people was what they were segregated with black people, I do remember things really got really tough, you know, when we emerged with them. I remember that.
Yeah, I grew up back in that same time too, Miss Sandra, and you know, it was what it was. But what me and my wife always talk about, you know, during those times, we had a great childhood. Things was very simple back then. It was so simple.
Yes, it was.
Raheem Ali donated. He said, "Here you go, Goofy Uncle Tom, the homie. Hoorah!" You forgot the R, but I know what you're talking about.
If you put a Y in there.
Yeah, he misspelled it. It's okay. I got it. Thanks for $10, sir. Thanks for the $10 super chat.
I really feel like things were the same even when I was growing up. I was born in '89, so I'm a millennial. And I was actually just saying this in Fight Club chat last night. I was talking with another white girl in there, Coach K, because they were talking about like slavery and we learned about it.
Something wrong with Coach K personally. Not
Oh,
Coach K.
Lord.
Never mind. I'm thinking about Lindsay. Never mind. Lindsay, something. I think something.
Yeah, Lindsay's weird. No, but Coach K, she's a pretty brown hair white girl.
Yeah, I know.
But they were talking about slavery and stuff, and I think Angry Man had said something like, you know, when we learned about slavery, it was like this for us, but for white people, it was like it taught them they were powerful and they were better than us. And I was like, I completely disagree. I remember when I first heard about slavery, thinking, like, feeling bad, like feeling guilty, like I had white guilt, like I felt bad, like I didn't even have anything to do with it, but I immediately felt bad when I learned about it. And Coach K was saying me too. And then we were talking about, and this is my whole point, that, you know, when I was a kid, I didn't really know race was a thing. Like I went to a pretty much white school, and then it was like 25% like Black and Hispanic. And like I was friends with Black kids. Like I could see that our skin looked different, but I never thought like, you're Black, I shouldn't be friends with you. Like it was just like I knew we looked different, but it was nothing. It wasn't like a weird thing. It wasn't until I grew up and like saw the media that I saw so much like just division and emphasis on race. Like I literally had Black friends growing up and didn't think anything about it. I never thought I shouldn't be their friend. They're Black. Like it was just like, that's Crystal, you know, like it was never.
I have a question. Just because you're white, and my wife is not sitting back here, so she's not going to answer.
What's up?
Right. My thing is, you've seen someone's skin and was like, oh, their skin is different because it's brown. That really crossed your mind?
Yeah, I'm not saying like it crossed my mind, but I'm saying like, you know, as I look over at a white girl, I think like, okay, she has brown hair. Like I look at a black girl, I think like, okay, she's a black girl. Like, you know, you look at you see. Basically, I'm saying I saw the differences, but it wasn't an issue to me. It was just like how I see you have red hair, you have blonde hair. Like I see she's a black girl, but I didn't think, oh, I shouldn't talk to her because she's black, or she may be mean, or like how, you know, Joe Biden said, poor kids are just as great and whatever as white kids. Like I never looked at a
She's
black
smart.
person and thought they're
I
probably
remember
poor.
that quote. I remember that quote.
Yeah, like I never thought anything different. I could see that there were differences between us, but it wasn't, I didn't think anything of it. It meant nothing to me. I
Well,
don't
just
know.
like it used to be, we were taught, you know, when we were coming up, and Miss Sandra probably could agree with this, is, you know, racism is taught, you know, and it's something
I
that,
completely believe that.
you know, and it's something also too that when you grow up, what in the world?
You're stupid. He's being funny. I'm being serious though, like really, from a
No,
white
I
person.
get
Like
you, but
I never thought about it.
Yeah.
I really didn't think
you
about
gotta
it.
learn to laugh. Come on, now. That
Yeah,
shit was
but I understand. Where did you grow up, Alex?
Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh, you
okay.
racist in that motherfucker.
Shut up! I can't stand you. Ugh.
You racist in that motherfucker. No,
Kansas City.
no,
So
okay.
you're in the heartland. So
Yeah.
like
She was out there with a whole bunch of black folks, so it wasn't like it wasn't like it.
yeah. So
We have a lot of black folks in our city. It's very diverse.
I
So.
know.
yeah, but see, it wasn't like when you went to Germany when they saw you. It was like, ooh,
Dude, I used to scare
this
them
kid.
Germans, man. I used to run around them there like this. Boy, I used to scare the living shit out of German kids, boy.
Germany was something else. And then when you went out, Alex, they would sit there and look at you, and they'd be looking. You'd be like, is there something I can help you with? You know, excuse me. We were told that after midnight, you guys grow tails.
Mm-hmm.
They were told
I was
black
like,
people grow tails.
yes.
There's a whole
And they
bunch of
believed
stuff.
it?
Yeah.
Hey.
Probably did.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, until they
Hey,
got their ass beat, because we did beat up a whole bunch of German kids back in the day. Because there's a whole group of niggers. My brother hit one with a hammer, broke the dude's arm. It was crazy. It was like block by block, we was fighting a whole
But
bunch of
see,
white
and
German kids. Boy, that shit was crazy.
And that's the
Well,
thing, though,
German
Alex.
kids, not white.
To your serious point, it is so many myths that are dispelled as truth. And like you said, and the reason why it shocked you was when media came out with that, it was like, and then they try to discredit you when you say that wasn't my experience growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, and the most things that, you know, most black folks hate hearing. Well, some of my best friends are black. Isn't that right, LA? Well, LA Wilkes is one of my best friends. Me and him are pretty cool, you know, and they try to justify it and stuff. So, and then we turn around and say, well, some of my friends are white too, you know? Yeah. You know, I don't see that, you know, but it's just one of those things to where it's a money grab. We call them race baiters and race pimps, you know? Yeah. So when all that violence was going on in Chicago and black on black crime was going on, didn't nobody say a word.
Well, it's because it's just crime. It's because it's just
all
crime.
of a sudden George Floyd dies and everybody's all up in arms, and I'm just like, I didn't jump to no.
Come on, illuminated. Black lives only matter when white people take it.
Don't you all feel like they've been pimping that for years?
Yeah. But you notice all the race baiters have gotten old, Miss Sandra. Look at Jesse Jackson. Look at Al Sharpton. All of them. Now we got a new one.
But now there's Black Lives Matter, and it continues.
And then you look at their 990 tax fine. Now we got a new one. So it's just one of those things to where when they did that, and if you talk about Barack Obama or any other quote unquote black martyr, you know, you a sellout, you this, you that. Has anybody actually did a story? Did anybody do any deep dive research? That's why I say, Alex, the question that you asked earlier when you was on the panel, me and you, that's going to be our little conspiracy topic. You're going to be shocked what you find.
I love that. I cannot wait. It's funny. Something that you were just saying that made me think. when you're talking about in Germany, they thought black folks had tails,
Mm-hmm.
and it's crazy because it makes me think about like, you know, well, you probably don't know because you're a
So
black
did
man.
Italians too. Italians were the same way. So
As a white person, you know, when I'm on these panels or just in the chat and I hear people talk about white people this and white people that, it's hard because I'm like, that's not my experience. Like, I didn't grow up in a racist family where I was told not to talk to black folks or not to be around them or they're different. But it just made me think when you said that I saw this movie like less than a year ago, The Help.
Oh
And
yeah.
this white chick said she didn't want the lady to use the same restroom as them, a black lady. She said they
Mm-hmm.
have different diseases than us, and it made me
Yeah.
cry. It was that white guilt because I see it, and then I realized why some black folks will talk about white people the way they do, because even though I'm not like that, there are white folks out there that exist that are like that
there
really
are black
believe
folks that are
what
the same way.
I know, but
Yeah.
it's still just. I mean, I'm in more black spaces because that's just who I prefer to hang around. But it's always weird because I'm like, why are they talking about white people like this? We're not like this. But then I realize some really are.
Have you?
It's just,
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, right? This is a conversation that I get. I hear it, but you know, listen. Every time I've been with a white woman, it's been a couple of them. You know what I'm saying? I always had problems with the females, no matter who it is, whether it's my mom, my sister, my cousin, my niece, whatever it is, they have a problem with it. Friends. As soon as I get with a black chick, I have the same fucking problem. You know why? Because it doesn't fucking matter. The problem is motherfuckers literally get upset with no matter who you date. If they don't like who you date, they're gonna have a problem with who you date.
mm-hmm.
And I've heard more racist shit. Listen, when black people say that they're only white people are racist, they're fucking idiots.
Oh no, I
There's
know.
been listen, I swear to God, I've never heard this white bitch this and this white bitch that. This white bitch smell her hair smell like dog water or dogs or whatever. Niggas is just as racist as white folks.
But you know, my sister, she would not eat Wonder Bread or vanilla ice cream because it's white.
I definitely know.
Oh my God.
She wasn't drinking milk either.
No, she won't do it.
Yeah, I just don't understand. There's so many black people that are racist. You got the same amount of races that are black or the same amount of races that are white. If you really want to get technical, and we ain't gonna talk about Chinese folks who hate black people with a passion until it comes to basketball.
Yeah, because the poster on the Star Wars movie, what's that black actor's name? That was in the last Star Wars.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell his name was, but
yeah, I don't watch that stuff. They completely
removed him.
Yeah, they moved it exactly. They removed it, and then did you see the story when the Africans over there and how they was treating them? Put them out there.
They were kicking them out. They were kicking them out of their apartments when COVID started. They wouldn't allow them to eat at restaurants when COVID started. You can't tell me everyone has their own prejudices. If you want to say race, you call it what you want. But I'm gonna say it's prejudice. Everyone has their own prejudice, and prejudice can happen in and at any time.
That is true. That is true.
You don't have to be a flaming prejudice, but if something happens, those prejudices will kick in tenfold. It doesn't matter what race you are. I'm gonna tell you like this: there's some white folks that I'm like, look, if I go into a biker bar, I'm gonna be like this. I'm the only nigga here. I'm gonna be like, ooh.
I had that
There's
experience.
a lot of white folks in this bar. I'm the only nigga. I'm gonna go ahead and turn around.
I had that. Uncle Tom, I had that experience
when I'm in a country bar until I learned that they just don't give a shit. They just as niggas as we is.
I know. That's funny.
Hey, I had that same experience in Upper Michigan when I walked into I was in Upper Michigan, which they don't have too many of us floating around up there. So I walked into a gas station, Alex, and I said, "Excuse me, I was wondering if you could assist me." And that woman did a double take like, "Oh my God, OMG." Like, really? Because when you go to UP, they start speaking Canadian almost. It's like, oh my God, it's right around the corner. So when I walked into the bar, There was a whole bunch of motorcycles in front of the town. I said,
Nice.
do I really want to get this fish or not?
Look, I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next fishing spot. I ain't got time to be fighting no more. Cause I mean, I just say it's an educated risk. I'm not gonna take that risk if I don't have to. That's just listen. I feel the same way going in the hood. No, it's not my spot. Not my spot. I'm not gonna do that because I don't feel like dealing with niggas today.
Yeah, but see, the thing about it is,
let me ask you this one thing. Imagine what her parents have said behind your back. I don't give a shit because at the end of the day, I am fucking their daughter, so I don't care. So it don't bother me. I'm in the most intimate position with your daughter. It doesn't bother me. What you think about it?
Yeah, and that's the
Do
thing.
you notice it's so important to black folks now what other people say
I don't know why. It's just they got
instead of what they do?
Gary, you're retired. Don't worry about it. Hey Gary, here's the thing too. When we get, you remember what our grandmothers and our senior and our elders used to tell us when we was growing up? When you get this age, I can say whatever the hell I want because it don't even matter.
Especially working in a retirement home. Oh my God, you hear that a lot.
Yep.
I started doing that at 40. I didn't wait for that age. I was waiting to have enough money so I could say, F you. I don't care what you say. I don't need you.
Gary, what do the people of Canada think about Jordan Peterson having that rehabilitation education?
Yeah, media rehabilitating.
I'll be honest with you. It's a bigger story down there than here. Most Canadians, and I'll be honest, they don't care about all that stuff. It's really popular down there, and it might be a talking point, but it's barely even in the news here.
Wow,
I'm trying to tell you, it's not on any major. It's not on any major news station or anything like that. It's a story on the internet more.
Montreal or Toronto?
Yeah, because
I'm in Toronto, but I'm telling you.
His daughter got on YouTube. No, was it YouTube or Instagram, man? And she was like, "Hey, we need your help." Blah blah blah. And I'm like, "How the hell do you go through media rehabilitation for what? Criticizing Justin Trudeau? Oh wow, give me a break."
Well, it's not really criticizing Justin Trudeau, and I back him 100%. All he said was, "I'm not gonna call a dude a girl. I'm not gonna call a girl a dude."
Exactly.
And that's why he got all the problems. I'm with him 100%. I'm sorry if you're born with a Johnson. I don't care how you're dressing up. You're still a dude.
I feel the same way.
Yep. And the personal pronouns is what get me, Gary. Excuse me, identify with they, them, thee, those. What? Wait, what?
Bro, pronouns I remember in English class in grade 8. I never knew that we'd refer to people as pronouns. I'm sorry.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I
Gary,
think
are the
truckers
truckers
so much
in
simpler
Canada,
back then.
are they okay? The one that
You see, they make it look like it's the whole of Canada with the truckers.
yeah.
The majority, everybody else is working. You have a union that's in a problem with these people because of it's all about money. Nothing else.
Listen, I've never like Gary said, when I was 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, didn't have a problem with any racial division like it is now. This is new. Like how
sure
bad
is.
the racial division is, and as much as the pronoun crap, it's always something to keep us divided. And like you said, since Obama, literally, I promise you, it has gotten worse year over year over year.
Absolutely.
It's racial, all this. It's just crazy.
Uncle Tom, I really don't think so, brother. Not in the real world.
No.
Maybe on the internet.
Has. No. Even
Bruh.
outside the internet, it has never been as divided as it is now.
That's true.
It's really divided. Well, here in America, it's really divided.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to take your guys' word for it. I'm not really in America, but bruh, I haven't really noticed the difference. Like on the internet, like on YouTube and stuff like that, when I hear y'all, when everybody talks and communicates and everything like that, it's totally different than when I go out.
I think
you get what I'm saying. Like we don't.
It depends on who you surround yourself with too, as well.
True. Uncle Tom, could you put up Buffalo Minded's comment?
Gary, I agree.
So
You live in the real world.
check this out. Non-binary is what exactly a non? Let me give you the definition there, big
I don't
guy.
know.
Not relating to, composed of, or involving just two things. Denoting, having, or relating to a gender identity that does not conform to traditional binary beliefs about gender, which indicate that all individuals are exclusively either male or female. There you go. That's your definition of non-binary, my friend.
See,
So
I think that's
basically, it's a
crazy.
they then. It's somebody who's neither a girl or a boy. So it's
Yep.
a
They
very
have a
confused person that needs mental professional help.
Buffalo minded. There's an actual website that
You don't see it?
breaks down that whole, because I spent it, because I was like you, I had to find out
Oh
what
my
these
god.
definitions were just to educate myself. And Alex, when I went through there, I felt more dumber than, than anything. I was
Hey,
like,
hey, illuminated. I had a 4-page, 4-page spread, 4-page paper that was given to us by our HR,
could you
HR
send that to me? Please put.
department.
You got my
I
email,
gotta
right? I'm putting my email in the back chat. You got to send that to me, brother.
hold on. I think I
You
gotta,
got to send it to me.
scan it. I gotta scan it, and it has a
Okay.
breakdown of what all these damn. I was like, what in the actual matter of fact? I read it on my Facebook lives back in
Mhm.
about last year or the year before. It's ridiculous. I was like, get the fuck out of here. And it broke down non-binary, binary, two-spirited, all kind of. I was just like, what in the actual fuck do we need to know all this shit about?
But I don't understand why y'all generation have to label everything.
I don't know.
Because Miss
Where did
Sandra,
that
you
come
have to
from?
understand. Well, it comes from indoctrination. Number one, they feel as though evolution got shot in the leg, so that didn't go over too well. So transhumanism is a doctrine. You can actually go on their websites, the founder, and read all that stuff. When you start really diving into transhumanism, it gets very, very deep, and it's like a cult. It's almost like a religion. I mean, they actually believe this stuff
Isn't
wholeheartedly.
this pseudoscience?
Yes.
They all this transition stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, but not to them though, Gary. It's hard.
You know, I blame you guys, and I'll tell you why. You
You
all really
guys.
like that. Yeah, no. When I say you guys, I'm talking about this generation. First of
Oh.
all, there is no gender. There's sex. There's the male sex and the female sex.
Well, they wanted to add a gender on.
When did people in general this movement start? Where people started to accept the peanut gallery given instructions in real life?
You know what I think the problem is? I think everything evolves, but some things should just be left alone. Like I can remember when I was a kid, it was I forgot like what the term is. It was a taboo thing to like have depression or to have schizophrenia. And then we went through this whole phase when I was like in high school, right, of accepting people with mental illness and accepting that people need help. And now we've went from accepting that mental illness is real and people need help to, instead of having people get help, we're just accepting they're crazy and telling them not to get help.
It's not even that. It's
But
everything
I
is
was
mental
watching.
health and mental illness.
I was watching you all, Three Amigos Thursday.
Mhm.
You all was sitting up there trying to, what is the word, diagnose, analyze them several women. I didn't understand that. And you all did it with the men too. I mean, why would you want to sit there and try to analyze stupid people?
Because it's fun.
I like you, Nari. I like you, baby. That's a good
Which show
word.
are you talking about, Miss Sandra?
The
Thursdays
Thursday,
with the
Three
blacks.
Amigos.
The blacks on the porch. On the porch with the blacks.
Who was on that panel?
Me, blacks, and black thoughts.
Oh.
Yeah, and they did with the males too.
Yeah, we did. So we open it up once we get to the main topic. We open it up for everyone to come up.
Only
How do
2
you
out of
say
7
evolved
talked any sense.
not a place?
Did you see Opana's message? I've seen an African filling in an application. They ask sex. He answered 3 times a week.
That's a good one.
Wow.
No chaser with the $5. How do you say evolves, but evolution is not in play? I don't know.
I don't know what he means.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about.
Like everything evolves. Like it could be you have a psychiatric problem, you go and see a psychiatrist. But now they're skipping out on the psychiatrist. They're just saying, go get gender reassignment surgery.
So how are they evolving though?
And what are they evolving to, though? That's the thing. Because what they've done now is this generation that they have now, it's going to be to the point they don't have to worry about depopulation because they're going to be so sexually confused to where they're not going to be any children. And then it's going to skip a generation, and the one behind them is the one that, that we really have to be concerned about because the population is going to drop off drastically in the United States if they keep this up.
Here's the problem.
I don't think it's that serious.
What?
There's less than 1% of them people there in the whole of United States. Less than 1%. Let's get real now. And we're going to talk real. They're not really a problem.
Gary,
the women can go march for their disagreement with Trump and put on their kitty ears, but they can't go out and march for these children.
Hey,
Gary. That's right, Miss Sandra. And see, Gary, the thing I'm saying is, what you're saying is, yes, United States may be 1% of the population, but they jabbed the whole freaking globe. So we don't know what the long-term effects are going to be. They still
It wasn't
don't
the whole
know.
globe because Africa was less than 3%. So
Well, I'm just saying.
And Sweden, nobody took jabs there.
yeah,
that's true.
A lot of people didn't take it here in America either. It's just
that's true.
They got the 60% of sheep, but who cares if they all die? Let's get real. You know what I mean? Most of them are useless in society anyway.
No. Most of them were very intellectual, PhDs, doctors, and people that contributed to society.
And they were dumb enough to get stabbed by something that nobody had any real research. I'm not the smartest man. I just have a high school diploma, but I know for any
this is a real stat right here. I think it's even more than 20%. It said, I think it was up to 47% is what I saw that the Generation Z consider themselves gay or in the wrong body.
Yeah, I know
And that
that's
was
what they
it was
say, but reality's gonna slap them soon.
Well, here's the thing. The thing about I hear you would saying that, but those mostly older people. I mean, not older people. They're up there. What's up, brother? It's just a point. At a point, when is the government gonna put a stop to it? Because eventually the birth rate is gonna have to be higher than the death rate.
It already is.
No, it's not. Our death rate is way higher than our birth rate.
Well, I'd like everybody to go look at the world clock.
I'm not talking about the world clock. I'm talking about America.
Well, America.
Right now,
what year did? Hold on there, Uncle Tom. What year did America's population decrease in the last 50? Name me 1 year.
Oh, I don't
in
know
the last
that.
50 years.
We'll just look that set up.
That's right. It keeps growing. So
It
people
keeps
worrying
growing
about
because
that.
we keep letting immigrants in. We're not having naturally born people here in America.
Yeah, because the more money you make, the less kids you have. That's just how things work. You know what I
Let's
mean?
see.
You let poor people have kids and suffer. You got money, you go live and have fun. That's just how it works. But regular people are just catching into the game. The richest people in the world have the least amount of children, don't they?
What up, Happy
Tom,
Man?
Uncle Tom.
Hey.
Uncle Tom.
Yes, sir.
It says here that the Census Bureau, according to the Brookings Institute, America's population size is standing still. according to new data from the U.S. Census Bureau, population growth over the last 12-month period. It's stagnated. And there's a new other statistic that came out that said that by 2030, if we keep going on the rate we're going, according to what you just said, we will be in a dramatic decline. Period.
Okay, so before that, it wasn't stagnant. It was actually more. There was more deaths than it was births, and that was last year.
Yeah, you're right. I'm looking at another one that says after a historically low rate of change between 20 and 21, the U.S. resident population increased by 0.4%, or 1,256,003 to 333,287,557 in 2022, according to the U.S. Census Bureau Vintage 2022 national and state population estimates. Now, does that include the illegal immigrants that have crossed the border and all the people from Haiti and everything else
We don't
that
know.
we've been
And
accepting?
that's-
See, that's what I'm saying. We can't count
Well,
those.
it can't because they're not registered.
Okay.
So with all that, come on, you guys got about, let's get real. You got about 30 million illegals in America.
They literally allowed them to sign up for the census this time.
Yeah, exactly.
They weren't supposed to, but they did. But here's no change with the $5 said. When it comes to evolution, I think Pikachu evolving, not turning into Jigglypuff, which is
Telling me you got to catch them all.
you gotta catch them.
No,
But
brothers,
no,
like I don't even think about this population decrease or nothing like that because I like to see. It's just what I've seen over my lifetime. I just think it's people afraid of us getting not enough people is crazy. When I was born, 3.5 billion. It's 8 billion people
No
now.
one wants to be in Canada, bro. They have stupid laws. Everyone wants to be in America.
No, I'm just talking about the world population at that time was 3.5 billion. In 50 years, we've more than doubled our population in 50 years, what took us 1965 to get to.
And that's why they're talking about there's too many people on the earth, Gary.
Oh, come on, man. We got 38 million people in Canada, and we could fit 2.5 USCs in there. Let's get real.
I'm just saying.
It could never be too much.
Canada. No.
Sorry for you. We like the winter up here. We like skiing.
You don't understand. The agenda states that there are too many people on the earth, and what our good scientist / doctor / population advocate Dr. Bill Gates is saying that we need to put the mRNA in our food now because meat is racist. So now they're trying to get rid of meat. They're trying to make us eat bugs and everything. So all this stuff about food shortages and all that stuff is just ridiculous.
Bob, you had something to say. What you got to say?
I think I read that you can fit everyone in the world shoulder to shoulder in the state of Delaware, and I think
No,
that
I don't smoke.
you can.
Sorry, Bob. Sorry.
No, it's
How you
all right.
good, brother?
Yeah, it's good that you don't smoke. That's good. I think what is it? You can fit everyone in the state of Texas in the world with a single bedroom house or something like that, or no, you can have the population. You can have the population density. You can have the population density of New York. The whole world could fit in the state of Texas. There's a lot of land out there, man. It's just no one's there. And we haven't even talked about the technology that will develop where people can live on water or underwater and all that stuff. There's plenty of room.
They're already doing it in the what's it called in the desert area. What that desert place called again?
Alex.
Saudi Arabia.
They're building that city. I saw that. I saw that.
No, they built it. Not building. They built it.
I thought they're building it, Gary. They built it already?
They're building.
They got they've sold the first 50 homes, the underwater homes already.
No, I'm talking about the one on the desert.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about, Bob. That one that's supposed to be like just one straight long.
Houses a million people like on the desert.
Yeah.
That's a fact right there. They do complain less. Happy man, what's going on, brother? What you got to say for the topic today?
What's happening, man? What's happening, Uncle Tom? First, I wanted to apologize to the panel. I wasn't talking about you guys in the comments. I was talking about Chaotic Truth and his crew.
Oh, what's wrong? What's wrong?
You're Raheem?
Yes, ma'am.
I know you.
Yes, ma'am. That's me, Alexander.
You ain't been on Fight Club in a minute.
I've been there a couple times.
Oh, I must have been asleep.
Yeah. It's hard to get on when all the big hitters on there.
Who's
It'd
the
be
big?
really
I'm not a
full.
big hitter. I'm never.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
you are,
yes you
buddy.
are, Uncle Tom.
Yes,
You are a
buddy.
big hitter. They love them some
Everybody
Uncle
knows
Tom
Uncle
over
Tom
there.
and
You
his
know.
beautiful wife. Everybody know.
Shit, that's over
But
here. They don't like me over there.
yes, they do.
Shit. Listen, the only reason I go up there because this is fun. It's a fun back and forth. But
Yeah, I know.
this is
Control
this was a good
chaos.
topic. I think that what the conversation over there on CTs, it was funny because I was gonna do the Martin Luther King thing yesterday, but I decided not even to get on. I was tired yesterday. I was
Yeah, I like giving
I was
CT
streaming.
shit, man, and Gary. I like that. Oh, and Bob, of course. Bob.
Hey, that's the name, Bob. All right.
Yes, I know.
Bob.
I like messing with him.
I didn't know you were Raheem. To tell you the truth, either, as Alex said,
Oh, for real?
How do y'all
Oh,
not
okay.
know these things, man?
I did
Yeah, I
not.
thought you guys knew.
Happy
Y'all
man.
So that is your birth
crazy like
name,
that.
is it? Raheem is your birth name.
No, sir, you were right, but it wasn't the 80s, it was in 2000.
So you're just a young puppy that became Muslim.
Yeah, it was Andre at first.
Okay. Hey, you
He was
shouldn't
on
have
the
changed your
money,
name.
man.
Andre's a
Then
good name, man.
Then
That's my
why
middle
you make
name.
me sick, because you be on the money, man. I be mad when you be right.
I'm old, man. I'm old. When you get our age, you don't talk about nothing that you don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Hey,
I'm
one
one
of
of the
these
few
days
that
I'll be
listen
there.
to the old school. That's why I never been to the penitentiary, because I listen.
Good man.
Say it again. It doesn't.
I bet you I'm the
I
only
said
one
I
that
listen to the old school. That's why I never been to the pen,
Man, people don't
because I
understand.
listen. I pay
Half of
attention.
it is just listening, and majority of it, it's not. You can. The science was my best subject for a reason. I liked observing before acting, so I will observe and watch my sisters and my brothers get their ass beat, and I just be like, "Ooh, wee."
You're
There you
part
go.
Chinese, though, man. Look at you. You're part Chinese, so of course you liked it.
Oh my gosh! Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but he don't like to read, Bob. And that's really rare for that part Chinese in you that you don't like to read there, Uncle Tom.
The point I really don't like to read is because I like people to. I learn better auditory than reading myself.
So you're a better listener. What about visual?
No, I don't like looking at people.
What to say anything about looking at people? Boy, I tell you
No,
the truth.
I learn better visually and auditory than I will do actually reading.
I do
Literally.
both. I'm an avid reader. I mean, deciphering things, gleaning things, digging up things. My library, man. If I was to turn this camera on, y'all be like, "Good grief, no wonder." Let me do this for Miss Tom. This is not for you, Uncle Tom, because you don't like books. You sound like that other guy. Sound like that
I
other
believe
guy.
you because you're too smart to not be well read.
Yeah, too much books. Yeah, burn that shit.
Got a whole library.
That's just the first two shelves. I got actually 4 bookshelves, books all on the ground, books all over the doggone place.
So you know what? My wife used to have a lot of books too, but I made her get rid of them.
I did the same. After I read them 2 times, I just donate them.
Why?
Because they just collected dust, and I hate cleaning up after that. After I read War and Peace, I gave it away because I know I am never gonna read that again.
Hey, my wife said Gary cleans now.
Well, no, hey! If my wife does it, that means I do it.
Yeah, listen. I said burn that shit. Yeah, because I don't listen. I'd much rather let Audible read it to me.
Mm-hmm.
I've read.
There's
Listen,
nothing,
I've read.
Miss Tom. There's nothing like a good hardcover book, and you get a highlighter, and
that's why you wearing glasses right now.
I don't care.
You shut up because you wear glasses too.
I only wear them when I want to, but I don't need them to see.
No, these are my internet glasses, by the way, because I want to look intellectual.
Oh, hi.
Oh, that's what it is.
See,
Save
even Happy
your
Man got
books in
glasses.
your magazines. It makes good kindling when the lights go out.
Well,
that's right. That's right.
No, man, you must donate them books, man, so other people can read them.
You heard it here first.
Matter of fact, I'm getting ready to order some more books. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So my topic is going to be very, very informative, Uncle Tom. So when you bring your happy self over, there will be no white sheep people screaming at you. Is this the? No.
Yeah, you haven't done it all day, man. What's wrong with you?
Don't do it.
I
Don't
haven't
you
done
dare.
it all day.
Is this a nigger telling me what you
That was her. I was gonna put the monkey up. That's what I did. She went all the way down to the video.
So
Thank you guys for having him play that. We just could not get through the show without that.
I agree.
Gary, you need to put no sign in this foolishness. What are you
Oh,
doing?
it's funny, man. You're all too serious. You guys can't even take no jokes anymore, man. You know what I mean? Like,
But you don't understand. This man, every time I tried to talk, that's all he ever did was interrupt.
Is this a nigger telling me what you
that's funny, though. That's funny.
Look like a damn Muppet.
Look at the hands. Look at the hands.
Oh, how about preach?
Whose hands do you not have on there? Whose hands?
Who cares? It's still funny, whoever does it.
Dad, you want me to beat him up?
No,
Hey,
we're
so
gonna
I gotta find some more
it's
TikTok shit.
MLK's birthday today, so MLK, we choose nonviolence.
How the hell is it his birthday and he dead?
Oh my God.
I don't get that. I will never understand all you folks when y'all talk that, eh? They dead. How's it his birthday?
Hey man, that's what they do down here. They celebrate George, they celebrate Abe, they celebrate all these people's birthdays. So hey, what's wrong with celebrating one black man? You know what I'm
It's
saying?
a free day. It's a free day.
The only thing I say good about it is like for working folk, you get paid for not going to work. But otherwise, what else is it good for?
Uncle
I
Tom,
think it's a big accomplishment compared to how this country came up.
Uncle Tom, tell them what the best time for the military was from the months of October, November, December, and January. Because we got so much time off.
It's listen. All you do like the what do you do? Motherfucker, you gonna put in block leave, or is it gonna be day for day on day off?
Yeah,
I was just
that's
like,
it.
you know what? Just give me the weekend because I'll work all weekend. Y'all can have the rest. I don't care.
Yep. It was fun. And then you could tell we had holiday hangover. It was like we came back to work in January. It's like, man, we gotta wait for a whole 10 months before we can get some good time off. You had your Memorial Day, Labor Day, 4th of July and stuff. But other than that, man, nah.
I give you guys props doing that army stuff here. I mean, like me, I'm one of them weird fellas. Like I can't join any groups. That's why I can't be with black folks, white folks, or any kind of folks. I don't join groups. And I can't. And worse, I can't. People tell me what to do. Hurts my feelings.
Gary, you're here though, and this is kind of like a group.
Yeah, it's a cyber group.
No. This is where you view your opinion and argue with people for fun.
That's still a group. I mean, a group of crack addicts is still a group.
No, they're not. That's some crazy people.
No, they're a community. They're a community.
You know what I mean? They're not a community, and I guarantee you, I can tell you, because a crack addict will steal from another crack addict. So which kind of group is steal from each other? You know what I mean? Come on. They'll sell you, and they don't even own you.
You got non-crack addicts to do that shit.
That's why I live in a
think about
gated
that,
community. I can smoke my weed in peace.
Listen, I ain't got to worry about none of that. I just go, listen, I don't really want to work tomorrow, but I got to. Jesus Christ.
You see? I feel bad for you. Now you hurt my feelings.
Listen,
I wish I could do something for you and make you not work tomorrow.
I did. Well, I got enough hours now if I want to work, but I've been off for a whole week and some extra change, so I need to go back to work. I get back in the
Is
swing.
there any truth to that working keeps you alive? Like, as soon as you retire, you like start dying and shit.
Oh,
lies! They're lying to you.
That's not true. Well,
They lied to you.
Gary, remember Gary? We had this discussion on Chaotic Show before.
Yeah, that's a lie. They lied to you.
No, it's not.
It's not? Okay.
Because there are some people that have retired, but their mindset is like, I have to go back to work because I've been working all my life, and
Yeah.
I just can't stay at home because I'll lose my mind.
That's a slave.
You feel worthless or something, like not
right now.
needed,
there were some people in the military that it was statistically proven that after they retired, some of them, depending on what position they held, they didn't last that long. That was a fact. That was a statistic that came out a while. But then there are people that they just have to work. You know, like I believe like Tom said about his father, that generation, they work until they drop. You know, 70, 75, you know, they don't care. And even our generation, some of us are like that. Me, one thing I do have to agree with Gary on, it comes a point in your life where all money ain't good money. I'm sorry, it's just not. You know,
You see, I'm a little disagreeable about all money ain't good. Money's there to spend. It's just a tool. It ain't good or bad.
No,
understand?
I'm glad I'm retired because I was in medical and that was very stressful.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
99% of the medical is women. Imagine working with women. I mean, it was just.
I can imagine. According to Jay Prince.
I worked in a nursing home when I was young. There was a lot of women there. You are crazy.
That's the only reason why I worked in the medical field, because there's a lot of women in it.
I know. They crazy. They tell you their problems and they all cheat on their
Look at
husbands.
that wife right there. Look like you won. Congratulations.
Well, you know,
She's
she
beautiful.
doesn't. She's a what do you call it? What do you call the people that deal with animals?
Veterinarian.
There you go.
Jokes are racist? How is jokes racist?
No,
Makes sense,
listen, I
'cause I
did
was-
win. That's why I said I don't know how. I don't understand how the people in this world still date to this day. I just don't get it, because I'll be like,
I don't get
oh,
it either.
Lord Jesus.
We all mixed with something.
Man.
No, we ain't mixed. We're all human. That's all we
that's
are.
true. That's
We're not
true.
mixed because I ain't mixed with no animal, insect, or vegetable. I'm just human. I'm sorry. Yeah,
That's
man.
true.
That's the only group I joined.
My other thing, and it depends on if you got that jab or not,
Imagine if
Gary.
everyone thought like that.
Because it wasn't it mandatory up in Canada that y'all had to take the jab?
It's mandatory for you. And the only thing, brother, the only
I
thing
didn't
mandatory for you is if you're working for somebody and they can tell you what to do.
Right. That's what. Yeah.
And that ain't in my vicinity. Even my old lady was gonna go get it, as not living with me.
No.
It makes sense, because I was just about to say we know who's the better one of Miss Tom and Mr. Tom by who the animals like, because I noticed the dog went to her and she pet it, and then it finally went to you and you just shoot it away like a mean old man.
You are insane if you really think the dogs like her better.
Whoever the dog likes better is the better person. I always see him with her. I don't see him with you.
Just because I don't need them around me.
I see him loving on her.
That's because I'm not laying down.
Whatever. I don't believe you. You're lying.
I think it's the softness of women, man. Because I had this
Dogs
female
like
I
me
was
more
messing
when
with,
I'm in the bed.
and I had my dog for raised her since she was a puppy, and she got loose, and this girl, she ain't only been around like a couple weeks, and she called, I'm calling her, she's not coming, and ran straight to her. I'm like, what the fuck? I almost shot her, man. I was so mad.
You jealous of your girl calling your dog?
Yeah, she goes,
good people for
Hey,
real.
girl, please.
It's an American bulldog, so everybody gets all turned. It's not a pit bull, but everybody gets turned. Matter of fact, I shipped her in from Florida. That's where they breed them a lot, at Florida. And
there's a lot of breeders out here.
yeah, and she I want everybody scared with their little Fifi dogs walking around with no problem. So I'm trying to get her. I'm like, come here, Cookie, come here. It ran straight to her. I'm like, you don't even know this girl. I'm like, man.
You won and you didn't even know. Now she could take him for the walks and let him go shit and piss. What's wrong with you, bro? You all gotta go look when you win.
That's what I made her start doing, bro. I mean, I agree totally.
I don't want.
I'm not with her no
we
more,
got
but
dogs. She got dogs. All my dogs, well, except for one, and that's not even my dog. My dog just passed away. So
spent $2 racks for that dog, not to listen to somebody new. I was so pissed.
I've never met a dog that didn't like it.
Happy man, your dog was cheating on you.
Yeah, man. trained and all. 2000, you know, shipped in from Florida. Good looking girl, man.
Is your dog a male?
No, it was a female.
Well, you know, women stick together.
Yeah, I know. I got 2 males now. I have 2 males now.
I'm only joking, man. You guys got to get it easy.
All our dogs are male.
Yeah, we got.
There's something about the softness of women, you know, because I noticed the dog's around his wife a lot too. So I was like, okay, that's probably just what it is.
Illuminated. And let me ask you a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Illuminated. Have you ever heard of the 4 hidden dynasties?
No.
The 4 hidden dynasties. Why does that sound familiar?
I've heard that before too. I just haven't. I don't remember it. Let me look it up. Gotta look it up.
4
I
hidden.
never called you soft, Uncle Tom. I know you're a warrior, man. I was talking about another the chaotic in him.
It ain't nothing wrong with being soft, bro.
4 hidden
I'm soft.
dynasties.
Don't worry
So am I.
No,
I'm so
no,
soft
I
I can
mean-
ask my old lady to bring me a cup of tea.
I get what you're saying, Gary, but in this day and time, we got to push another narrative because it went too far.
Oh yeah, I agree with you on that one. I agree
Well,
with you on that one.
you see, I understand you're talking about the new generation and stuff.
Yeah.
Bro, let me make you know. They always been saying that about every new generation coming. I remember when I was a puppy
4 hidden
back in the day,
dynasties.
they told me that by the year 2000 there would be no more California.
Yeah, I used to hear that too.
You understand? Then they told me in 1992, according to the Mayan calendar, we all gonna be dead.
Yeah, yeah.
Gary.
And then we had Y2K, where everything was gonna stop in the world.
Oh, okay, I got it, Miss Sandra.
So what they tell you and what is 2 different stories, my brother.
Oh my God.
That's why I said life is just made for living. Don't
Illuminated.
worry about these things here, man.
Is it education, political, economy, and
Yeah, political, religious, economic, and educational. That's the horns of the Antichrist. You are
Yeah.
correct.
Damn.
Ooh,
Gary,
I knew he was gonna do it. I knew it. I knew it.
Hey, I told you I've been weird my whole life because when they told me there was a boogeyman in the closet, guess what I did? Ran in the closet and ain't nobody there. You lying. You lying. Ain't nobody under the bed. You know what I mean? Come on.
They got still sleep with a little light on because of that. My
Hey, my wife does too. And she know what my wife does? Hold on, my wife, she be like this. I can't see the flow. I'm like,
illuminated.
I need to see the flow.
Go ahead,
Do you
man.
see that today?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Matter of fact, I always go to the 3-tier system: political, economic, and religious. That's the doctrine of the New World Order, and that's what they're doing. And always go and also align that up with the 3-legged stool: Washington D.C., London, and then the Vatican.
Brothers, man, you guys are right into those kinds of things. They're not that important. The Vatican's the richest city in the world.
Well, maybe not to you, my friend, but for me it is.
Why? How does it affect your life?
Well,
Does it make you money?
It's not about me making money. I'm retired. Remember, Gary?
I know, but so since you're retired, brother, the only thing that affects you is if your money go down. Otherwise, everything's gravy.
Gary,
he's worried about his kids
Gary,
and
let me
grandkids.
ask you a question. Okay, this is if you in your bank account, you're down to your last, let's say $100, and you barely do have food in the house, and you barely can make your payments, light bill, gas bill, or whatever, and someone knocks on your door and they say, come with me, Mr. Gary. I'm gonna take you to someone, and they take you to this person, and this person asks you, well, Mr. Gary, you have I see that you are struggling with your life, and you know your ADLs, what you need to survive. I will give you this voucher, and
Val,
you
give me that
have
money.
everything that you need in this world to survive, but you have to bow down and worship me. What would you do?
I'd starve and get a job. I can give you a life experience. Hold on 1 second. You asked me a question. I'll give you a life experience.
No,
Hold on. Let me tell you something, because I faced that situation.
Options. You are in a rut.
I'm gonna give you a life situation. What happened? I was 10. My brother was 13. My other brother was 20. My mom lost her job. Here we have a system, the welfare system. So as soon as you lost your job, and because you're on the system, here comes the welfare system. They came knocking at the door. Mrs. Wilson, we found that you lost your job. We have this benefit, that benefit, that benefit. My mom looked at them and said, before my kids eat from something that you supply, they'll starve, because we work for what we get. The next day, my mom got a job with a nursing home and worked there for 35 years. So I've never, ever in my life taken a benefit or anything from anybody. I wasn't brought up that way. Whatever you want, you get it for yourself. And if you don't get it for yourself, you've lost the race. And there's every opportunity here to get it for yourself.
Option from what I asked you. You're not going to have no kind of options.
I told you I'd rather die than beg or bow.
Bingo.
I would never beg from somebody. I'd rather go hungry. I'd rather live on the street, homeless, and have newspaper to cover me than I beg somebody to give me something. I've never done that in my life.
It's bullshit.
I wasn't raised that way.
There's Bob. Here we go.
Go ahead, Bob. Same question to
Get
you,
him, Bob. Go
Bob.
ahead. Get him, Bob.
What was the question? What was the question? Bow down to the throne?
No, Bob. You're down. You're down and destitute. You got your last $100. They said a dude comes to your house, knocks on the door, and brings it to another dude and says, "I can solve all your problems if you bow down to me."
What would you do?
Take $100, flip of the wrist. It's the flip of the wrist. I flipped that shit 1,000 times. So crazy.
Well,
as
see,
hell.
this is
You don't have that option.
You got the option to sell no dope. God damn it.
Sandra, Miss Sandra, let me add more context to it.
She got us in the corner, guys.
What they're missing is there will be no currency. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at it, because they're already moving away from the petrodollar they're moving off into digital currency.
No, we can't change her narrative, no, bro. She says there's no other option except the demon coming to your door saying, "I got this for you, or you're going to starve and die." What are you going to do?
Well, I'm just adding context to it.
Okay, go ahead, man.
If it's from a biblical standpoint, then no, I wouldn't. I mean, because I believe in the mark of the beast too and all that stuff. If we're not talking about that, I mean, worship. What does that mean exactly?
You bow down.
You gotta bow down to this man.
You pray, you bow down to somebody besides God.
No,
that takes away what we say in Arabic, Tawheed. It takes away your oneness, your belief in one God. If you bow down to His creation,
I'll say it this way: I would like to think I wouldn't.
See, I know I wouldn't. I bow to no man.
You say that now.
There you go.
Oh, get on the camera if you want to answer. But my question, here's my answer to it. Here's a simple answer for me. This is when I say that why slavery was a choice. In that choice, there's always that choice of dying. And you can't look at it like you can't. You have that choice of perishing. I will take the perish route. If I don't want to bow down and be someone else's slave, you might as well kill me, because I'm not going to do it.
I'm with you there, brother. Like, I wouldn't even bow down to your guy's God. Kill me.
I guess my question is would you say what percentage of your statement though is based upon the fact that you're not facing those immediate consequences right now?
Well, 100.
Sorry.
I come from, and I'll explain. I come from a one-room house with my family. Understand? We ate our 3 squares a day. Understand? We weren't rich.
Okay, Gary.
I mean, I come from nothing. I know what nothing is. Like you guys live in America. To me, you guys don't know what nothing is because you have a safety net.
Gary,
we don't got that.
You won't do it. You're strong. You're good.
You ain't grew up in Chicago, bro.
Kingston, Jamaica, bro.
There's something that nobody said.
We had nothing.
It's interesting to me.
What's up, Kai?
I mean, I kind of missed. I walked out for a second, but the actual question was very general. I take it. Would you bow down? But what would I? Hell no.
Damn good looking dog, man.
But are my kids starving? It's a sort of
it changes everything.
It's different.
No, it doesn't.
Wait,
I
sort
was gonna
of.
bring that up if you had wife and kids, Uncle Tom. I was gonna bring that up.
It's different because the
fuck them kids.
People.
Hey, that's Tommy Sotomayor's book.
The people we are.
Is it really?
I'll never get there. Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't have ever put myself in that position to be so destitute that I got to bow down to some who. All I heard, but again, I had walked out of the room. Is this just some random government guy that comes knocking on my door and says, "Hey, I want to give you some food stamps and rent money," or whatever? It sounds like you're a hooker. Because you can do that same thing as a hooker, sell ass, get your rent paid. Isn't that the same thing?
No. Pretty much.
Yeah. Right quick.
Well,
Gary, his book is called Fuck Them Kids.
Yeah. No, he said he's writing the book. I'm not joking. He was all fresh and fit, and he said, "I got a new book coming out. Fuck them kids." He said because his first movie, The Fatherless America,
it was
The key
over
word
the
that
mark
Miss
of the
Tom
beast.
said it was prepare. That's the key word she said. Is she wasn't prepared.
Well, see, that's what women think. See, if no, okay, ask your question again because she didn't hear your question, Miss Sandra.
No, but Kai's right.
yeah, because women will think about the children, but like I don't know, I'm from the old school. If you can't get your own, you don't deserve nothing.
Sandra, can you ask the question one more again?
Miss Tom, if you didn't have any money in the bank, you have, you just destitute, didn't have anything, and someone come to your door and ask you, "Well, Miss Tom, let me take you to this person that will fix your problem." And this person, "Well, Miss Tom, I hear that you destitute, don't have any, anything. So let me give you this voucher and you will have everything that you need to survive. But the only thing that I want you to do is bow down and worship me."
Nope. That sounds creepy.
Antichrist, nigga. That's the Antichrist.
That's exactly what my first thought is some creepy dude coming being like,
now he won't be creepy.
He's
gonna be good looking, a well wisher. You somebody you'll want to follow.
Nothing ever. Stop it. I hate that. Nothing in life is free. Nothing. I don't care who that person is. Nothing is free. No one is ever gonna come and be like, "Here, I'm gonna solve all your problems." First off, no, you should be able to. You're breathing, so you should be able to. Why are you sitting in your house? If you're destitute, first off, you have a house. You're sitting in some kind of dwelling, so you're not destitute yet. But you should be able to. Why are you home? If you have no job, no money, no nothing, your ass shouldn't be at home. You should be somewhere trying to do something. Some people need a help.
She was saying there's no option for that, like a system collapse, and all you have no choice but either bow down to this new way, or that's why everybody's in the house, because there's nowhere. This is the only option
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Who's that?
No,
Who's that?
I just want to interject something here.
Oh, go ahead.
Bob, I know you're going to relate to this. What did we go through this last 2 years?
What, COVID?
Yep. What did we go through, and what did people do, and what choice did they have?
That was in my head as
their
well.
job or you take the jab. That was
Exactly.
the option. So what ended up happening? Not all, to statistics, everybody didn't do it because they didn't get the results that they wanted. But the majority of the people took the jab. So
that's different though, Illuminated. Bowing down and taking the shot is two different things.
Listen though, brother. Listen to what the context of Sandra's question though. She's saying you're destitute, you're this, you're that. She put that in the question. Everybody gave their answer.
Yeah.
So now to Gary's point, a real life situation, a real life example, we've had that the last 2 years. People were given a choice: lose your livelihood or take the jab. So if they didn't take the jab, what was going to happen, Happy Man? They was going to lose their livelihood, and that would have put them in a state of destitution. So that was their trial run on a global scale. Look at what they did in Australia. Look what they did in, of course, China was the initiator of all this mess.
They're still doing it in China.
Well, no, they actually lifted it. They actually lifted
Oh, okay.
it. Yeah, they actually lifted it.
They didn't lift everything. They lifted the majority.
Yeah, I saw a dude fighting in his apartment because they wanted to take him out of his apartment because he had COVID. So they had dudes in white suits.
They were welding doors shut.
Damn.
Illuminated.
Four people died in a house fire.
You're saying this is a conspiracy theory? Is this a conspiracy?
No, I actually saw this. I actually saw it.
No, that's true.
No, what's the conspiracy?
That COVID was a conspiracy theory.
No, it's
kind
not
of
a
thing.
conspiracy for me.
No,
it was, I call it the pandemic. It was planned.
Yeah.
It was planned. So I mean,
whether it was out or not, here's the thing: going back to the question, going back to the statement. To me, it always boils down. It always boils down to the same thing: is am I able to get money? Sure. No. Again, it goes back to this: what am I willing to do? I am not willing to bow down to no man for nothing.
You say that on a full stomach?
On an empty stomach.
I say that. I say that homeless.
Listen, there's one thing I will not do is not bow. I'm not bowing, dude. My dad and mama didn't raise no bitch. It ain't gonna happen.
Bingo. There we go.
Sorry, I can't even bow down to religion, much as I'm gonna bow down to a man.
Down, like I said before, was slavery a choice? Yes, you always have the choice of death.
So, Mr. and Mrs. Tom, both are you saying that you will be prepared so you wouldn't have to go through nothing like that, correct?
I'm saying fuck them kids.
I ain't Uncle Tom.
God damn it.
Cut it out. That's not nice. And you're talking to Miss Sandra. Stop it.
At the time, I agree.
Well, all I
Shut
know
up,
is,
Bob.
Sorry, guys. I'm in the hood. I'm in the hood. Sorry about all that.
No, you good, brother.
all I know is
I agree in theory.
Last 2 years was not a conspiracy. It was a fact. And for those who have not read and have not followed and have not did their due diligence, like I say, Kennedy's book, he talks about that. He breaks it all the way down, along with some other material that's out there. So for me, I'm beyond trying to convince people, is this a type of conspiracy theory? No, it's a conspiracy fact for me. Because I did my research, I've done my due diligence, I'm still digging into it. And now here's the sad thing about, now they're doing reverse engineering, saying, hey, we didn't know what we was doing. We apologized. I'm sorry. Let's just forget it ever happened. There's articles on the internet now talking about that,
Yeah.
So if those who still want to drink the Kool-Aid, that's fine. But for those of us who have done the research and all of the people that are suddenly being deleted for some reason or another, they even got an acronym for it: sudden adult death syndrome. You can look it up. You can look at the videos. Why is that taking place now? Why is that taking place now when it didn't happen before 2020, before this mass inoculation? So I get frustrated at times when people say, well, you know, that's just a conspiracy. But globally, on a daily basis, now you've got NFL, I mean, sports figures, they're starting to, you know, there was advocate for it. One, I forget the football player's name. He was an advocate for the jab. He's no longer with us. Explain that.
I would say simply that human stupidity and irresponsibility does a lot more damage than organized destruction.
I agree with Bob.
Okay, you had
organized, Bob. Even that's organized.
You had a virus that was made up in a Chinese lab in some city.
God damn it!
I don't think it was planned to let it out.
Okay, let's do this. Could you do me a favor, Uncle Tom, and look up on the internet, Dr. Fauci 2017 about this administration will be going through a pandemic. What's the timeout for?
Today's not conspiracy day.
No, the timeout is this.
I know that too. Yes, I agree with you. He did say that in 2017 or 16.
In these conversations, I think it's one of those things, and I'll admit it too. People have a certain belief system, then they find information to back it up. I don't think I can convince you otherwise, and I don't think you can convince me. So there's no point.
No, what are you saying? When you say you can't convince me, what are you trying to convince me of? I do believe it started in Wuhan, China. I do believe it was created in a lab, along with the place in Fort Detrick, Maryland. I believe in all those COVID talking points and quote unquote conspiracies saying that it didn't happen. So for me, you don't have to try to convince me, brother. I'm good. I didn't take it. I did not take the jab.
My point simply is that I don't think it was on purpose. I think it was a mistake that it was let out. But my point was that people look for information to back up what they already believe. Whatever information you have, I'm sure I can get on the internet and find information to back up what I believe.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how willing are people going to bend. But like I say, I mean, I don't. Chinese lab with a virus and they let it out as a biological weapon to destroy the world economy. I mean, come on, man. It was some guy that did something stupid, some kind of flash broke. He got it. Next thing you know, it spread. I see it. I don't see something. Let's figure out how we can destroy the world.
All right, Billy.
Hold on. Let me ask Illuminated a question. Hold on there, brother. Uncle Tom. Let me ask Illuminated a question.
Go ahead.
Okay.
People that died. Uncle Tom's show. Yeah,
age before beauty. He's prettier than me.
Gary,
He's prettier than me. Okay. Illuminated. Did more people die from COVID or from the flu?
Oh, jeez.
All right. Billy Goat Gruff. Here we go.
Good one, Gary.
Bob said, Bob, there's an antler growing out the other side of your head. Did you get the jab? Another thing, also with this, can we end up on this part? Because the simple fact is this is a hot topic for YouTube to say, hey, we don't like what you're saying.
I think we have to start speaking on.
Somebody's a plant.
I mean, this is Earth is flattish, man.
Well, the Earth is flat.
And well, they claim it Andrew Tate.
But does it matter if it's flat or round?
Is this a nigger telling me what to do?
I love that.
So
I will. Hold on. Okay. Let's.
I'm not going to discuss it anymore, Tom. I will bow out gracefully. You know, people are going to believe what they're going to believe. You know.
There you go.
So
there you go. And
you
the
go
thing
ahead.
about it is,
you guys believe what you want to believe, but all I ask you to do is look at the world around you and look at what's happening and look what's coming out.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with all these things.
My shit's
everyone,
good.
everyone can believe whatever they want to believe. Everyone's going to believe whatever they want to. the thing about that is, being in America, you're allowed to believe that. So that's a good thing.
But when
Can't
it
talk
happened,
about
don't
this
say
on-
that
exactly.
you didn't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, and no. Like, even the Bible says, "Don't act like you didn't know." Right? Isn't that what it says in the Bible? Don't act like you don't know. And it's been said to you.
Oh, you know the Bible is just full of threats.
know what,
If you
Gary?
don't do this, you're in trouble.
Gary,
The law
shut-
say that ignorance of the law is not an excuse. So
everywhere it says that the law and
Yeah.
everything, except for when it comes to other police officers. That's
That's when you turn the other cheek.
That's when they get qualified immunity, and then everything else goes to the shit. So, but
That's
you know, whatever.
crazy.
Hey, this was a great show. Thanks for everyone with super chats. Please give your final word because it's going on. It's going on 1 o'clock, and I got to get in bed.
Thank you all for having me, brothers and sisters.
Gary
One
and
love
Bob,
all the
you're awesome.
time, man. Illuminated, bruh, live. Don't take everything so serious. It don't matter if they got a conspiracy going on and trying to kill us all. We retired. Let's enjoy the rest of the time we got.
Illuminated, I respect your beliefs.
Amen.
That's all I got.
Or a woman. I don't
When things happen, really happen, when the rubber meets the road, close your mouth.
Okay. I always
close your mouths and raise your rifles.
Hey, ma'am. See, that's why I like Happy Man. See, we're on the same page.
Yes, we are
We're on
killing
the same damn page. Listen, I've always said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. In the end of the time, motherfuckers ain't gonna be able to do nothing. It's either gonna be either death or disparity, whatever one you're gonna choose. They both don't sound like great options. All I'm gonna do is shoot my way out of it.
Come on now.
Because whether you don't or you do whatever they decide to do, your day is coming anyway. We just don't know how and when. So, but other than that, Illuminated, Wednesday is gonna be Conspiracy Thursday. So we can that's what we're gonna call it. Conspiracy Wednesdays. Yes.
Illuminated be on it though, man.
Also,
You don't say nothing you don't know.
if you've been in the chat, please go subscribe to Kai's Custom Design on because she put the link in the chat. But yeah, please go subscribe to her. Get her subscribed. We're trying to get over 1,000 subscribers so she can start going live on her page and we're already going live on the page, but showing people how to do custom things. But yeah.
I will say this in passing: this is your platform, and I will be respectful to you, my friend, because I respect you for what you're doing. To Miss Sandra, you and I both know what the scriptures say. You knock on the house of the door, and if they receive it, you say, "Peace be unto this house." If they don't receive it, let your peace return unto you. Shake the dust off your feet and keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
And that's what we got to do, Miss Sandra. So that's all we can do.
Yeah.
It doesn't get frustrating. It's just amazing that all this information that is out here, people have not even attempted to dive down into it. But that's just me. That's why I like reading so much. You know, my wife gets on me all the time. She said, "You're turning back into the old guy that I used to know, staying up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, reading and studying and scouring the internet." So that's just me. I just want to be well read and well informed. So when it happens, I'll know.
And well armed.
Oh yeah. So that's the way it is. So I ain't got nothing but love for y'all. Y'all know that.
Kill me.
Yeah, for sure, Gary. Lemonade. It's all love over here, and believe me, you're not the only one on this. I'm on the same page. I just use not to go boisterous with it all the time. You know, I've already learned you listen. I told you about the elections. These elections and everything else has proven to me how stupid American people are. So,
yeah, we talked about that.
From that. So it is what it is.
Yep.
Happy Man or Raheem? Anything
Hey.
you guys say?
Yeah, great show. I love messing with you guys in the chat.
For sure.
I guess I will say on the topic that how do I say this? I think it's with like, I don't know, not deities, but heroes or people that's been looked up to for so long. I think with us, because of the situation we're in, as being so-called Black or African Americans, we should not criticize or dictate as bad, I believe. You know, to each his own. I know it's America, we can say and do what we want, but I don't think it's cool, you know. Other than that, you and your wife are awesome. So you win, Uncle Tom. I'm about to drive around and find me a white woman and and get my life right. I'll make her put braids in her hair and everything. So thanks for having me up, man. And
Hey, no, you
peace
gotta
to
keep
y'all.
them white. As soon as you start making them start being black, that's when it starts.
Yeah, you don't do Happy Man because then she'll be accused of cultural appropriation.
Yeah, just keep her
God
white.
damn it.
Listen, when she get too dark in the tanning bed, like, oh Lord Jesus, if I want a black woman now, I don't got one
Yeah.
now. No, I agree with you. I think we should keep our black heroes as black heroes, not deities. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not deified, nah.
I
I think that's what happened with like Thor, Zeus.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's what
And
happened with those
I think
guys.
the same thing about them people as well.
Yeah.
But you know, they served their purpose while they were here. I mean,
Yeah.
once I'm not saying forget them, but you know, they're just people as well. It's just the unnamed people that are not being spoke upon.
Yeah, because ain't none of us perfect, man. We all trying to do
We
good
all have
work,
our
and
faults.
you know,
We all have our
yeah,
faults.
because like you was in the army, I was in the Marines. You know, if they dig up stuff we did over there, would nobody talk to us, man? I mean,
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
All the poppy fields over there was great. Just say that part. And then they're gonna try to piss test you.
Oh man,
like,
unbelievable.
Doesn't make sense.
Tom, go to
But
bed.
whatever.
What time you got to be at work, brother?
All right, thanks, man.
Oh man, I gotta get up at 5. So, but I'm used to working
Yeah.
on 4 hours, so it doesn't
Go
matter.
to bed, brother.
Miss
Get some
Sandra,
rest.
how are you? Your final words and your thoughts.
I already said mine. You know, it is what it is. Like Eric said, you got to feel that pain.
Oh man, you won't say nothing till you feel pain. No one ever says anything until you feel pain, and until we feel that pain, nothing's ever gonna change. Right now, we didn't feel no change. That's why it was the way it was. It's should have been a red wave. So they say should have been a red wave, but that didn't happen.
Yeah.
It was a red fizzle, just like it was supposed to be a blue wave, and it was a blue fizzle, just to the same.
Yeah, this
We
is all a
got the
sellout.
house.
We do got the house, but it is what it doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
You didn't go
It's
get
the
nothing
money.
in it. Well, it still has to be signed off by the president. So does it necessarily go anywhere? No.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Just
All right,
hold
my
on, y'all.
friend.
Y'all be safe.
We will be here tomorrow with the topic that I was put in the back chat there, Illuminate, if you want to be a part of it. I know you're scared to talk.
Let's see.
You know.
Let me
Let's go.
see what
Now,
you.
which day is it? Is it Tuesday or Wednesday?
No, Wednesday is conspiracy day. Tomorrow's topic is gonna be when I get on after my kids' thing. It's gonna be something. With
Well, you got my email, Miss Tom. Make sure you grab that before we get off.
Yeah, I got it.
It's in the back chat.
I'll give it to her.
Okay, good.
Oh, she got it. She got it. All right, guys, we're gonna end this. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for everyone that came out to the panel.
Oh, you
All
got the same
panelists
thing I
came.
got, Tom.
Oh yeah.
You're all.
I gotta have it, man. It's my oxygen tank in a
Hey,
can.
but mine's is the legal one, Miss Tom. I don't know
Mine
what
is
he got
too.
in his.
Mine legal too. Listen, I don't like none of that. Get out of my face. Anywho,
That's right. Tell him, big fella.
thank you for all the dang chatting in the chat. All my chat ninjas was awesome today.
Alex, we're gonna
Everyone.
find you a husband. We're gonna look for you a good man, okay? This is
Get
from
you a
your
good
dad.
white man. That's what they say, right?
Yeah, well, I don't know about all that. We're just gonna find her a good man. Forget
We're
the
gonna
color.
find out a good man. We're gonna find you
That's
a
it.
good man.
Yep. We're gonna find
Again,
you a good
thanks
one now.
all for coming out. No Chaser, Alex Troll, Katie May, Buffalo Mind. Who else was there? Futurama. Here's a whole
She
bunch of
put
people.
that in all caps, Miss Tom. You see that? She said,
Everyone
yes, Dad.
came out.
please."
Y'all have a good one, and we
All
are
right, brother.
out of here.
All right, Miss
Have a
Sandra.
good-
Keep your head up.
All right, white lady, go to bed. No Chaser said Middle Eastern man. We're gonna get you a Middle Eastern man. Hey, they got money. You might want to get one of them. They ain't gotta worry about money because they got some. You just gotta find the right Middle Easterner.
No, because then they smell like curry and shit, and that's gross.
You don't
And
like
there's
curry,
Man
so
Love
you don't-
Thursday, and I'm not down with that.
There is Man Love Thursday, so you might have to worry about that. Man Love Thursdays is crazy. Yeah, we're out of here. Get off my
Eliminated. I sent you an email.
shit. All right. Well, she's out of here.
Why are you kicking me out?
Yes, I'm trying to.
Is this a nigger telling me what to do?
Nice.
Why you do that?
Yeah,
That's
okay.
messed up.
The topic tomorrow's topic is Man Love Thursday. Man Love Tuesday. God damn it, y'all ain't shit.
You said tomorrow's topic is Man Love Thursday.
Y'all ain't shit.
Wait till Blacks hears that shit.
No, we're not no Man Love.
Illuminati just spit out his inhaler.
Listen, we are done, and I'm getting this old lady up off here because she's gonna drive me crazy. You guys have a wonderful night. Peace.